licensed to Croak. Five Muppets licensed to Croak. You gotta behave. You were a grown man. You have a job. Five Muppets licensed to Croak. That was the sound of me accidentally banging my knee into my desk. Oh, fine.
Hello and welcome to the Yearlies.
Hey.
It's 2003. The year of
The year of black.
the year
Name
of
an interesting
2003.
thing that happened in 2003. I'll wait.
Finding Nemo.
The year had a 3 at the end of it.
Well,
Yes.
I can think of at least the 16 interesting things that happened in 2003. And we're going to be talking about them tonight.
Is one of
Yeah.
them the Space Shuttle Columbia disintegrating?
It is now.
This is the Eventlies. We talk about events that happen.
We're skipping 2001.
All right.
I mean-
April 14th, my dog died.
Oh,
Oh no.
Can we stop doing year in reviews, please?
look, Graham. You say there were 16 games that mattered in this year. I would argue that there are 17. But
I was
we'll
gonna say it if
get
you
to
didn't.
that eventually. Now,
Well, listen, I think we would be remiss if we didn't immediately start by letting Mick talk about his mention of 2003.
So,
what you mean? I
Here,
haven't
man.
heard anything about it.
here, okay. So let me.
Not
So,
honorable mention, mind you, just mention.
so on the
mention.
list, I simply listed something as a mention, not an honorable mention, a mention, because I could only really think of 3 games, and
You
then
could
there
only
was
think of 2 games. I had to give you the third one.
That's true. That's true. But then I was going through the list and I just saw this and I'm like, hey, there's a funny game. I'll list it as a mention, not an honorable mention. And then, you know what? Jordan, play the video.
It hurts. It hurts.
But the bottom line is that
Five Muppets licensed.
that was the very end of the last Yearlies of just a lot of Mick babbling Spy Muppets licensed to Croak.
I was on the phone with him as he
Yes.
saw. So what you guys are listening to the audio is him talking to me, but also trying to control himself. And I'm just like on the other end.
doesn't
Mick, are you
die.
okay? You're dying.
And basically, every time you said anything, I think my response was Spy Muppets
licensed to
to
Croak.
It's really funny because I almost wonder if this entire phenomenon was almost like a virus, because at around the time that this must have been happening, I was putting my entries together for my list, and I see Mick send one message into the game's entries channel. Usually we have our messages, they usually look like this. Would you want to put up an example? That's what our entries
I
usually
will.
look like. Mick just puts up mention Spy Muppets licensed to Croak. And me having no context for this was like, what the fuck is this? And I thought about it for a little bit, but I continued to think about it. It insists upon itself, and it just kept getting funnier. So I was like, I have to look up what this game looks like. And then I looked up the picture, and I think I died for the rest of the night. I was
You know what my problem is? She had a choice, and she picked the Game Boy version.
That makes it so much fun.
There's a PC.
Look at
GBA.
The box
Look
art
at-
says only for GameCube. Or
Yeah.
Game Boy.
Lying!
It's only for games.
Look at Kermit in that picture. Is that not a Game Boy?
Look at him.
Like,
Oh, a week or two later, me and Christian are sitting down. We're watching Muppets: A Christmas Carol, and the minute Bob Cratchit comes on screen, we have to. Look, we're doing this over a minute, but we have to hold each other back because we are in tatters when we see this. We see the Batrachian menace himself show up in Victorian London to collect his pension.
God.
That one doesn't show his legs.
Honestly, I'm just gonna preface this right now. This has been a while since we last recorded. Like, I
Yes.
completely forgotten about License to
Sorry,
Croak.
License to Croak.
The
Yeah.
virus is.
I didn't.
is
You know what?
passed
That's the
through.
difference between you and me, Graham. I didn't. I missed you guys.
Yeah.
Hold on.
And here's the thing: if you look through the the names of the different characters in the games by Muppets License to Croak, it's just all the names are really funny.
Yeah.
They're all
Piggy
James
Galore?
Bond parodies, and they're just really stupid names.
Yes.
Doctor knows.
I love games that have super long titles because the official name of this game is Muppets in Spy Muppets License to Croak.
And
Based on the novel Pushed by Sapphire, yeah.
Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series and Knuckles.
introducing
And
funky
Knuckles.
new modes.
Fuck.
Oh, I can't. What was the Mighty Number 9 one?
Make you cry like an anime fan on
Not the one I was
Friday.
thinking of, but
That's the only thing I know about that game. All right. Of all the Muppets, which one do you think could kick your ass the easiest?
Yes.
Miss
Speaker.
Piggy, obviously.
I was gonna say Miss Piggy too, or
Speaker.
Sweetums.
Oh,
Palette cleanser.
Yeah. No, Graham. It's this one now.
listen. We could do a whole 3 hours on Spy Muppets License to Croak, but
Oh,
One day we might.
Unfortunately,
And
I only have a learner's permit to croak, so I can't stay in this conversation very long.
in any case, per usual, when I realized how much Mick was not a 2003 guy, I realized that 2003 was probably one of my favorite years for games.
yeah.
So, and I managed to find games without looking at Spy Muppets License to Croak.
I just realized he was holding like sunglasses, not like a weird looking microphone.
Or a gun.
God.
Sweet Jesus, he's packing.
Yeah, I think the idea was initially to have him be holding a gun, and then they were like, we can't give
No.
Kermit a gun.
No.
He's held guns before.
The guy who does Kermit was like, I don't think that Kermit would hold a gun. I don't think that's right for the character.
What do you mean the guy that does Kermit?
Oh, I-
Kermit is a real life person that entertains us. What are you talking about?
His
Have you
fucking
ever seen it?
Fire.
That I detest violence as a means of conflict
Well, no,
resolution.
no.
However,
I mean-
bang.
I mean the actor who plays Kermit. I have the longest list, so I'll just knock these out.
Okay,
Um,
go.
Beautiful Joe is a side-scrolling beat 'em up where you are in the world of cinema and you have the superpowers to to slow down and speed up time, and you use that to do movie parodies basically, and it's just really fun. It came out on the GameCube. It eventually ended up on the PS2. It's super short. I think Joe is a very iconic looking character to those who have played it. I think we're supposed to make 3 sequels, and I don't think it did well because I think they only made 1.5. And I say 1.5 because I'm pretty sure the the last one isn't like a full-on game. I only played the first two. But if you guys like beat 'em ups, Beautiful Joe, fucking fantastic game. Fairly Odd Parents Break Into Rules.
Oh.
Now, this game, oh god, this might be one of the most nostalgic games I've ever played. This is my third PS2 game, so right after the Hanukkah fiasco of Taylor's PS2.
Hey.
I went to the Family Discount Center and got Fairly Odd Parents Break Into Rules, and it's just like you just play a bunch of you play a bunch of like little episodes, and they like play out like they would be TV episodes. You go to the Crimson Chim world, you go inside Timmy's video game, you get stalked by Tootie when you're a dog. You pull out King Arthur's sword. It's just like a really fun platformer that I have a lot of nostalgia for, and just like feels very in line with the cartoon. Mario Party 5 is the fifth Mario Party, and
So true. So true.
this is
Way
the
to
one.
go.
This is the
This
one
is,
that
the
insight.
one, is number 5.
It's
this is the one
undoubtedly
that I
5.
stole.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
I think this is also the last Mario Party before they started breaking the rules, so to
Oh.
speak. Because when we get to Mario Party 6 is still good, but they stopped doing traditional every board is collect 20 coins for a star. They started doing like really big let's make these boards as confusing as possible.
And we will talk about it next year, probably.
Probably.
If I had to
I
guess,
like
maybe,
it.
possibly.
Maybe possibly.
Just
I like that
hinting at
game.
it.
But I think Mario Party 5 has some of the best boards. They're very focused on different dreams. So there's a toy world, sweet world, rainbow world with like all the different seasons. I really like the Mario Party 5 boards. I think Clanky said that he doesn't like the item system in that one.
I hate the item system in 5.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of get where he's going for, but I don't think it brings down the game nearly as much as you would be led to believe otherwise. And also, I think the minigames are really good. Coney Island. Love Coney Island.
It doesn't come as close to the absolute mathematical perfection that is Mario Party DS. Isn't that right, Professor?
Mario
Yes.
Golf Toadstool Tour
Indubitably.
is a can't have this conversation again. Mario Golf Toadstool Tour is a good Mario Golf game, and I don't have a lot to say about it. Harvest Moon Friends of Middletown, my first Harvest Moon game. We've talked about Harvest Moon, I think. Well, we talked about Stardew Valley, which, spiritual successor to Harvest Moon. This game's good. I emulated it. Never paid $1 for it. Arrest me.
I'm calling 911 right now.
That one's on the bracket. Motherfucking Wario World. Okay, here's the deal. I have this game. I was Rapunzel locked in the tower, and Wario was my knight in shining armor who needed to save me. I played his game, and then like 3 worlds in, I got sent off to sleepaway camp, and I spent 3.5 weeks drawing Wario World fan art because all I wanted to do was go back home and play Wario World.
I feel like Wario World fan art is like it's
not as good as it sounds.
No, any Wario World fan art is probably like.
And by Wario World fan art, I mean I had some clay and I just did my very best to sculpt Wario.
I had one experience with Wario World, to interject briefly, I had one experience with Wario World where I only played one boss fight, and I think it traumatized me.
Yeah, Wario World will do that to you. Wario World has some fucking disturbing enemy design. And that's so weird because the main enemy of the game is just a black gem. Like, they were like, hey, we're going to have this evil jewel, and it's going to have an eye, and it's going to turn all of Wario's gold into monsters. And then he's just going to sit in the chest the whole game. It's really weird. But this game is like a beat-em-up / collectathon, and I feel like the act of collecting all the shit in it feels really good. When you Wario has just like a really good move set. You fucking can suck in coins with your mouth. You can fucking Solonge Bowser swing your enemies. You can pile drive. You can, all the sexual jokes. It's really, really good, if not really, really short, and I love
Sex jokes.
Yeah, it's not a sex game. And then Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. We're gonna talk. We have unfinished business here, as I'm sure you all know. But there's another Ratchet and Clank game I'd rather talk about. But I'll just say that the transition from the first Ratchet and Clank game to this, huge difference. Really, really solid game.
Ratchet and Clank had a rough transition into 3D.
Okay, Tomatopotamus.
May I go next?
Do you have any? Oh
I
yeah.
have plenty.
Oh shit! Oh, I was looking at your special mention. I never saw your honorable. Oh my god, you're the false bound. Okay, everyone, shut up! I gotta hear this.
So, for this might be my favorite lineup of honorable mentions I've
Oh
ever
my
had.
goodness!
I love this lineup of honorable mentions so much because, like, there's one game is already on the bracket, and then the rest of these are almost entirely nostalgia picks from, like, different places, and I'm going to explain them. So, Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem is Luigi... Mick has played this game. It is Luigi's Mansion with Scooby-Doo characters.
Wait, that came out this year?
Yeah.
What? Hang on, did it?
It had to have, right? Did I look at the wrong one?
Oh, this is why. The Game Boy Advance version came out this year. Not the console version.
When was the console version?
Wait, the Game Boy version came first?
Yes, I know, it's weird.
Muppets licensed Croak?
Because I was gonna say, I'm like, wait a minute, wait, if that came out this year, why did I have that on my list? I just checked, and then I remembered, oh yeah, that's right.
Okay.
It came out in 2004 for the actual consoles.
So, what were we talking about? Sorry, I erased all of that. Nobody remembers any of that. My first honorable mention is actually ATV Quad Power Racing 2. When I was working on making the honorable mentions for this list, I spent almost an hour and a half watching gameplay footage of ATV games, trying to get myself to remember which one I played as a kid. I watched long plays of every single console ATV game until I finally decided that most likely, not even definitively, but most likely, I played ATV Quad Power Racing 2, and it's fine.
Oh my God.
Yu-Gi-Oh! The Falsebound Kingdom.
This game sucks, and I want to hear you talk about it.
Yu-Gi-Oh! The Falsebound Kingdom, the reason why I remember this game so fondly, and I don't even know if this was, like, a dream or not, but, like, I remember there was, like, this mode where you could select any monsters you want, like, any 3 monsters you wanted. Basically, it's like a 3-on-3 monster battles throughout these sort of, like, campaigns. I didn't play the campaign. So I selected any 3 monsters that I wanted and just went through, like, several battles, almost like a Pokemon sort of thing. It was very simplified. Again, it was just like Pokemon, basically. And
No!
I distinctly remember getting my ass beat 50 times by Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon before never playing the game again.
What
So-
game?
Oh, shit.
Did we play the same game?
I don't know.
I don't know what I've never heard of this mode you're talking about, but maybe I just never tried it. Because I remember, like, you can't, like, you have to beat like 17 maps to unlock one monster. Like, you get the same, like, you get a couple of extra units, and they have like the worst, shittiest monsters. And oh
Yeah.
god, I hate this game.
I don't know. I
tried
had like some
so
sort of
hard.
sandbox mode or something unlocked in this game, and I could pick any monster I wanted.
You
I
Grand
just-
Theft Auto Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I like unintentionally used a cheat code or something. I'm not exactly sure. NASCAR Racing 2003 season is much more recent.
No wait,
I
I
think-
wasn't done talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! The Falsebound Kingdom.
This is my honorable mentions. Fine, go ahead.
Oh, it's okay.
NASCAR
Game
Racing
sucks.
2003 season is much more recent edition. I played it in 2020. I played it because the friend who showed it to me showed me videos of 3 minutes of all the cars in the game defying gravity and causing 50 car pileups, and we used the game to teach me how to drive stick.
Oh,
I don't know how to drive stick.
Yeah, did you
Good.
learn?
But I think I know what a clutch is, and that's like, you gotta start somewhere. And then
It's when you're playing a video game and you really make a good play.
oh yeah, this is true. And then Enter the Matrix. I played the first 2 levels of this game so much, and I really don't know why. Like, I look back at the footage and it looks like complete dog water, but I had so much. I think I was being like hypnotized or something to enjoy the first 2 levels of this game. I don't know why I played it so much, but
it just looks cool. It's Matrix stuff.
I don't know.
Watch
Maybe
that movie.
Yeah.
maybe
I
because
finally seen all the Matrix films.
I've seen none.
First one's
I watched
good.
it first.
First one's good. Second one, I'd argue, is also good. The other two are not, but
Yeah. And that's all my honorable mentions that are not
Christian,
on
can I
the
just say-
list.
This collection of compromises is like if Graham and Mick had a baby.
I'm really mad that I got Scooby Doo's fucking year wrong. It's like, but don't. Okay, that's a.
I can't remember if it was.
No, Christian, it confused me
Mystery-
as well. I nearly put it on the list until I noticed. Wait a minute, hang on.
I think
I
it
think
was.
I actually checked with Taylor. I'm like, listen, the one I want to talk about actually only comes out next year.
I do vaguely remember us talking about Scooby Doo because I was trying to figure out if it was Night of 100 Frights.
And that one.
I think we
would
had
be
that
my
conversation as well.
anti-compromises because I hate that game.
You hate that game? Oh, that's the one I played.
Hate that one.
Oh, wow. I
yeah, no,
can't
I-
win with Scooby Doo, can I?
Who wants
I
to-
mean, we agree on Velma.
I
Yeah,
haven't seen it.
Yeah.
everybody does.
I don't
You
have
don't have
it.
to
I
see
don't
it.
need to see it.
You don't have to see it. It's actually better that you don't see it because we don't
Listen.
condone hate watching here.
The most I know about Scooby Doo are the characters' names.
They turned my boy Shaggy into an NFT.
So who wants to go next?
I think Graham is the only one
Oh,
who has.
go.
Oh, no, Clanky has one.
Yeah, Graham, if you want to go first, go right ahead.
Yeah, I'll go. So one of my honorable mentions is already on the list. So the other two games are games I haven't played, but I respect the hell out of. Silent Hill 3 is a Silent Hill game that I may or may not play. Because now that I played Silent Hill 2. Everything I've heard about it is like it's good, but it kind of like takes a little bit of a step back from Silent Hill 2 in sort of narrative. Warcraft 3, I've spent my whole life hearing nothing but like high praises for it.
Quick question: is Silent Hill 3 the one where you're trapped in a single room?
I think that's
No,
4.
that's Silent Hill 4, The Room.
Gotcha. Okay.
And you're not trapped in a single.
I'd be
you're not
surprised
trapped
if
in
it
a
was any
single-
other.
You're technically trapped in a room. We don't have time. We don't have time.
Yeah, Silent Hill 3 is the parlor.
No, Silent Hill 3 is interesting. I mean that in a good way, not a bad way.
Yeah, it's not true. He
Yeah.
means in the worst way possible.
No. All right, Clanky.
Yeah. I mean, one of them is already on the bracket here, so we'll talk about it. But the other one is Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, and again, it feels kind of redundant to talk about because next year Pokemon Emerald comes out, and I forgot.
No, it
about
doesn't.
So I thought it came out in 2005. I mean
Yeah,
2004.
next year is 2004, Clanky.
Oh, did I say? Oh, my bad. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna be talking about it eventually. So again, it's kind of redundant to talk about Ruby and Sapphire, other than it was my first Pokemon game, so it's the one I cherish the most, even if it's not my favorite.
That's how I feel about Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even though I can admit that Ruby and Sapphire have a lot of faults, it's one of those that I get super defensive about because I'm like, but it was my first Pokemon game, so you know. But yeah, that's really it.
I could say more, but we'll probably end up talking about Emerald.
Yeah.
I have a lot of nostalgia for it too. I think I put the most hours into it as a kid, and I got into the most fights with my friends over it. I think I brought a friend over to Martha's Vineyard, and the only thing he wanted to do was play my copy of Pokemon Ruby. And he didn't understand how the daycare worked. He thought that just like having the game on would get you experience. So he comes to me, he's like, "Hey, so I'm gonna leave your game on. Think of all the levels our Pokemon are gonna get." And then
No.
And then you turned it off. That's so messed up.
Look, I think
But
we
I
all
get
have
it.
those
Well,
Pokemon,
no, 'cause
early
you have to take
Pokemon TM
steps.
moments.
I didn't like play Pokemon Ruby with anybody, but there was this one person that I lived near, and he wanted to borrow the game from me because he wanted to play it, and I was like, okay, sure, why not? And then like 2 days later, he was like, all right, here it is, and then like I had like a level 70 team with Groudon and all this shit on it, and I was like, oh damn, thanks.
there you go. I'll just do this since I've been doing this since 2000. I'll just name a couple of other big titles that came out this year. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, which I want to play. I didn't want to play it for a while, and now I think I might like it. Apparently, the first Call of Duty came out in 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Tony Hawk's Underground.
Get him out!
I knew someone was gonna say something.
Us at the same time.
What was the joke?
Chris yelled, panicked. Get him out!
Get him out!
Just when someone
is
hit them.
underground.
You just see like the impression of his body sticking out of the coffin.
You just see the sound of a
what was so
sword
funny to
being
me?
shoved against a coffin.
What was so funny to me was the absolute panic in Graham's voice. Get him out!
I missed it. I don't think I heard any of it.
You know what else should have been somebody's honorable mention?
I wonder what you're going to say.
Well, it did get a mention. Not honorable.
It's not
honorable. It's not despicable either, though.
Taylor, you cannot forget about Super Duper Sumos.
Oh, of course.
I would never forget about Super Duper Sumos.
Apparently for
But
GBA.
that show got a game?
GBA 2003.
Hang on. This will be the last thing I do, I promise.
Mhm.
But I fucking loved how bad that show was.
I will never watch it.
My
I never
God!
will.
Like I just remember that, like all they did was talk about their asses. That was the whole show.
Uh-huh.
Weird.
I had some friends like
Never heard of that show.
His name was like
No, me
Booma.
either.
And like he had like this butt attack, like something maximum. Yeah. They got guts and big butts. That's the
No.
tagline for this game. And I can't click further because I'll get a
Hey.
computer virus.
I'm
Yeah.
very sorry, and I could be wrong here, but I just stumbled across Sonic Heroes. We're judging this by American release dates, right?
It came out
Yes.
the very last day of December.
In
Yeah.
Japan and Korea, it says so. In North America, it's saying it's January 6th and 27th of 2004.
No. When I looked at it on Wikipedia, it was December 31st.
Let me send you the page. Fact check me on this.
December 30th. Release date December 30th, 2003.
That's what it says on Wikipedia?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Oh, okay. If you click...
No. Fuck, yeah, he's right.
Uh-oh.
Look, it's too...
It's getting
it's
you,
too...
baby.
It's too late.
It's not
Yeah.
too late.
It's not
We
too
have-
late. We can
I don't have
absolutely-
anything else.
Well, other people have some other... Oh, well, we can't do Scooby-Doo Mystery and...
Spy Muppets licensed the Croak.
Fuck it, put it on there.
Fuck it. Put it on there.
Oh my god.
Jordan, now you remember how to change an entry, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I already started the tournament, but I can unstart it.
No, you don't have to unstart. You can change it in mid-tournament, I'm pretty sure. So,
Okay.
You can?
alright.
yeah. Just change Sonic Heroes to Spy Muppets licensed to Croak.
Okay, hang on.
I didn't mean to find it. I'm
I
sorry.
have to figure out how.
No, that's fine.
No, listen. I'm happy you did. I would have been upset.
How the
Oh
fuck
my
do you...
Oh,
God.
again. Well,
Yeah,
Spy Muppets
okay.
get to
Look, Mick needed 3 games.
All right.
get to live the big leagues.
Like, you think we're not being fair, but this is...
Playing with the big boys now.
Spy Muppets should win for Puss's sake.
All right. Yes. It should avenge Puss. All right, that is in there. It should show up for all of y'all.
Let me
Probably
refresh
give it
the
a
page.
second or two. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yep,
there
you're
it
good.
is. There it is.
Okay.
Yeah, finally
Muppets
some
licensed to
games
Croak.
on this bracket.
The Clanky's Pantry of 2003 Yearlies.
Spy Muppets licensed
Marty!
to Croak. So now I
Jeez,
guess
Doc.
we're about ready to start. Yeah.
All right, we should do our first bracket.
Hi, audience. Before we get into the 2003 Yearlies, there was just one incident that we wanted to bring up. You see, there was originally going to be another game on this bracket, a game by Jurassic Park, Operation Genesis, one of my all-time favorite games, one of the best games ever made, period, specifically for the PlayStation 2. But unfortunately, as we were beginning to record, we received word that a meteor was heading right for Yearly's HQ, and we all thought, "Oh no, this is the end. Like, there's nothing more that we can do. Like, we have to figure out where our loved ones are. We have to tell them that we're sorry that we couldn't be there. That we had to keep making the Yearlies because it is probably the most important thing any of us will ever do, as sad as that may be. But just as we were hanging up on the phone, we saw Operation Genesis was missing. We looked in the sky, and it was flying towards the meteor. It left one last message for us, and that was, maybe I'll see you around in the honorable mentions bracket. So that is why Jurassic Park Operation Genesis isn't on the brackets here. It's not because I forgot it came out this year. Nothing to do with that. It died for us, you know? And hopefully we can remember that when the time comes to do the honorable mentions bracket. Anyway, please, we tried not to like bring it up during recording. We didn't want to bring the room down, so that no one else will mention it. But I felt like you deserve to know why it wasn't on the bracket this year, and I hope you can honor sacrifice by playing Jurassic Park Operation Genesis whenever you can.
All right.
We have Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which is, I don't know, a Graham pick, versus Toontown Online, which is a Taylor pick. Who would like to go first?
I'd like to try.
Taylor, that means you're going to be going first. I will start the timer in 3, 2, 1. Have at it.
This isn't fair. It's not fair that this is going up against a Star Wars game. Because it's a Star Wars game, and so you're all gonna vote for it, even though this is like arguably my favorite game ever. And that's a bit of an exaggeration. It's my 5th favorite game ever, ding. But if you picked C, you were ready for Toontown. All right, look. Here's the deal. In most MMOs and RPGs, you get your swords and you get your axes and your shields and your gil and your coins, and you go out on these mythic journey quests. In Toontown, you're just a cartoon. And that means you get all of the facets that a cartoon gets. Instead of swords and boomerangs, you have cream pies and anvils, dynamite.
Cream pie?
Yes, sex. It's all very, very funny, Jordan. It's a super unique and fun set of moves. And the more you use them, the more they level up. And you have different gag lines, so you can heal people with tune-ups, tell knock-knock jokes, and blow kisses. Or you can use your drop gags to drop anvils and pianos. Lay down traps and have people have the people slip on banana peels. And the people, your enemies, the cogs. Your enemy is corporate America. You have to take out the most boring people. Imagine the Pixies from Fairly Odd Parents, and they all got their own classes. You're taking down boss bots and cash bots and sell bots and law bots.
Yeah, fuck you, Stein.
They all have the best names. Number Cruncher, which is just a guy who's eating numbers. Bloodsuckers, who are just vampires. The Micromanager, who are just these little dudes who have ink blot pens. Flunkies, the enemies are so great in this game. There's an amazing sense of upgrade. The more you use things, the stronger they get. The more tasks you complete, the more health you get, the more tasks you're able to take on. And you do them in all these great colorful areas. You can go to Donald's Dock and ride on the boat. You can go to Daisy Gardens and look at the flowers, and Minnie's Melody Land, where everything is musical. The boss fights are some of my favorite MMO boss fights ever. You fight the big vice president of the Cellbots, and you throw cream pies until he falls off a cliff. You can raise a jelly bean dog named Doodles. You can shoot yourself out of a cannon. There are so many fucking puns and knock-knock jokes. Every street has like 70 knock-knock jokes. Anytime you want a knock-knock joke, just go up to a door and they'll just tell you a knock-knock joke. And the best part, the main servers that Disney sponsored may be down, but because this game has such a passionate fandom, it's been brought back by the rewritten staff, Toontown Rewritten, and is completely free. And I fucking love this game so fucking much.
I know things about Toontown. I want to know things about KOTOR.
I don't.
Well, KOTOR is KOTOR.
Yeah. So a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Dun, dun, dun. Sorry.
Specifically 10,000 years before anyone had ever heard of the name Skywalker.
Mm.
Knights of the Old Republic takes place and is probably one of my favorite self-contained Star Wars stories out there.
Self-contained asterisk.
Yeah, like you can just play this game and like you don't need to know like anything else. But there's like little tidbits that obviously if you're fans.
Just for clarification, Graham. Sorry, I may have interrupted you there. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I want to know: is this an MMO or like an RPG?
No.
Like
the Old Republic is the Old
You're thinking
Republic.
of SWOTOR.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm so swell.
Basically, combat is real time with pods, like a lot of other BioWare RPGs at the time, except like it's all like none of it is like top down. Like it's all like third person, and it has like some like just absolutely incredible animation, just all put into it.
Although I have to be honest, the combat system sucks.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
really?
Toontown is an MMO.
That's Graham, we just played an MMO like 5 days ago.
Yeah, the combat's not good.
Oh.
You know.
Well, the combat in Toontown isn't like regular MMOs. It's a turn-based MMO. So in actuality, it plays much more like a regular RPG.
Okay.
So point Toontown.
But no, like the combat I think does its job. Plus, if you don't, there's also like all these like little side activities, like you can race, you can do there's a card game called Pazak that you can find cards and play, and it also has some of like my favorite writing just in Star Wars. Some of my favorite Star Wars characters.
What's that guy's name? HK. What's his name?
HK-47.
Yeah, let's go.
He's a
Also
droid, so
underrated is Jolie Bindo for like people try to like claim that he's like a gray Jedi. He's just like a Jedi outside of the Jedi Order, but he has some of like my favorite dialogue in the whole game. But yeah, like HK, and then not even getting to like Bastila, Karth. Just I've played this game probably 6 times, always like choosing like the same way, like because just like it's become somewhat of like a meme or like a thing. But like this Knights of the Republic is what feels to me like a very personal, this is my Star Wars story. Other people might have like similar experiences, but like all of like these little interpretations, all the characters, all side quests. Like there's a murder mystery side quest. There's a side quest where you have to get rid of all the fucking little rodents on your on your ship.
Get all the roads. You don't get rid of all these.
There's a guy named Davik who I accidentally stole a name for my D&D character, and I replayed it, and he has like the worst voice acting I've ever heard.
And you stole it for your Final Fantasy character.
No, well, that was my D&D character that I named. My Final Fantasy character I named after my D&D character.
After you named after your Star Wars character.
Inadvertently. I don't think I would have chosen, like, it just a name that entered my subconscious because of how many times I've played this game.
Listen, Graham, if we want to fight over how long we've each played each of these subsequent games, I'm curious who would come out on top. I may have put the most hours into Toontown than I have over any other game. It's debatable.
KOTOR is just a fantastic experience, whether or not you're a Star Wars fan or not.
Yeah, it's KOTOR. I mean, you know, even plebs like me know about KOTOR. So.
In Toontown, there's an enemy called the Big Cheese, and it's just a piece of cheese.
Oh, well, I'm ready to vote.
Oh, great. Now, actually, Taylor, before we vote, I do have a very silly question because Toontown, it's put out by Disney, right?
It was put out by Disney. The servers
now,
went
my question
down.
my question is because it's put out by Disney and named Toontown, is it in any way related to Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Roger Rabbit's not there. They went for the very classic Disney characters. So you have Goofy,
Okay.
Daisy, Minnie, Mickey, Chip and Dale,
right.
like the classic Disney World characters.
Okay. Because I think of Toontown and I think of the world in
Well,
from Roger Rabbit. So
You can be a rabbit and name yourself Roger.
I
Okay.
can't believe they put Andy Samberg in this game.
Excuse me?
Oh, you know.
I liked the Chip and Dale movie. Okay.
We don't have time to get into my thoughts on the Chip and Dale movie.
I really liked it, but okay, we'll get to
They
the
run a
vote.
mini golf course. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I have to make an order, don't I? Fuck.
Have you ever started one of these and didn't go, I have to make an order, don't I?
Yeah. It's my thing at this point.
Just pick the same
Aside from
person.
going,
You never know.
we are going to start this time with Clanky. So it's going to go
Okay.
Clanky, Graham, Taylor, Christian, Mick. Clanky.
I have a couple things to say. One, I love Star Wars. It's in my blood. I unfortunately cannot help it. I have the Star Wars disease where I'm forced to like Star Wars. So, but here's the thing. I like everything about Toontown except its combat. Or rather, I guess like its gameplay loop. I find it very monotonous, but like everything else about Toontown appeals to me.
Wait,
I love the fact that like hold on. I love the fact that like the bosses are all based off of like adulting things and like,
Yes.
you're playing as like, a child's imagination essentially with the tunes and everything.
Yes.
I like how, the attacks are like Taylor said, like the stupid gags and everything. Like you can drop a safe and a piano on somebody as an attack and shit. Like
Just
that
like
stuff is
Roger
super. Yeah, it's super cool. I really enjoy that.
Have you played this game?
I've played Toontown before. Genie's
Holy
really into
shit!
yeah, Genie's into Toontown, and because of that, I've played it. And I mean, like, I played it like as an adult or like a teenager, I should say. So I don't have like the child like experience from like playing it as a kid or anything.
Everyone
but,
who plays it is an adult.
yeah,
Kids
so
don't play this game.
no, yeah, but I mean, like when it was like out when we were kids, or at least when I was a kid.
Well,
it
yeah,
was,
that's why
like,
kids
out.
don't play it now.
Yeah. But my point is that I didn't play it back then when I was a kid. So I don't have like that that nostalgic experience to it. And ultimately, if I don't know, can you skip me for now?
Yes, of course. We go on to Graham.
Star Wars.
Yes, Taylor.
If you picked C,
Yeah, Christian.
KOTOR.
Mick.
KOTOR.
Well, we're back to you, Clanky.
All right, now I feel now I don't feel bad voting for Toontown.
Mick, you said the
Okay.
combat sucked.
It does. It does.
No. All
But
right.
to be
It's like-
fair, the
I'm
combat in
pretty sure
Toontown
Clanky
isn't
said the
great.
Toontown combat.
Here's how I describe the combat in Knights of the Old Republic. I want you to imagine that you have to. I want you to imagine that you're trying to cut a piece, like you're wrapping a present, and you need to cut the wrapping paper, right? But for some reason, rather than just using the scissors with your hands, instead you tape the ends of either of the handles of the scissors to two pool cues and try and cut it like that. That is how the combat in Knights of the Old Republic feels.
I can't even begin.
I don't know if I
to,
agree
like,
with that.
Translate
Like
the
it's
science. On
like
how
I've never
we
had
operate.
like a huge problem with the combat system. Like it's never been like oh man,
I'd like to know how that feels to have a game make me feel that way. I'd like to
to use
know.
a pool cue to snip.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We have.
By the way, Clanky, I think your description of Toontown was very good, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
But I think the
We
combat's
have. Well, ironically, we go into a Taylor versus Clanky battle. We have Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, which is a Taylor pick, versus Casino Inc., which is a Clanky pick. Who would like to go first?
Could I start this one?
I was gonna let you.
Yeah, of course you can. Time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
So, I did put Superstar Saga in my honorable mentions because I do think it's an excellent game. But I do want to talk about Casino Inc. The only reason I know about this game is because it's a Germa game. Germa played this on stream once as like a thing.
He's in the game.
He is in the game. You're so right. But the thing is that like I decided to give it a try, and like it's honestly like really good. It's a strategy game where your goal is to have the best casino in town. And the thing I like about it compared to like other strategy games is that it has like an actual what do I call it? Like I guess like a campaign, as you'd call it, right? Because most strategy games are like, you know, you try to win and then it's like you get to the end and it's like, all right, now the replay value is you enjoyed playing it the first time so much that you're just going to keep playing it over and over again, which is true in games like Civ 5 and everything, but I feel like I have a hard time getting into a lot of strategy games because there's no like story mode, so to speak, that kind of walks you through it slowly, and Casino Inc. actually does have one of those where it starts you off with like just a couple of things and then slowly, you know, gives you more and more stuff to mess around with. But if you want to start with everything right away because you know everything, you can just play one of the harder difficulties and everything. It really does, like, you know, a single player campaign really well. If I had one big complaint about it, I wish it had multiplayer, because your goal is to get the best casino in town, but like you're only going against AI, and I think it would be so much more interesting to like try to get the best casino against other human players that are also playing to sabotage you. This game is like really chaotic in how it works because you can send like assassins to other casinos to cause like a poisoning to happen, or like for them to like, essentially like shoot the place up, which
blow up the
whatever.
Same pizza place 7 times in a row.
Yeah, you can be a psychopath and do that as well. I won't deny that. But like the amount of freedom that the game gives you to just like do what you want with like your assassins, or like trying to run the other people out of business and everything, it just like it's really, really interesting, and it's
Build
really
the floor
fun
of your
and chaotic.
casino. Build the floor of your casino stacked entirely with porn theaters.
Oh, yeah,
You
of
can
course.
do that too.
Or Philly in the 90s.
It's great. It's also super, like, this, I think everything about the sound design is amazing. The music is unironically like incredible. The music is so good in this game, and like just like the voice clips and everything they use. Like obviously there's the "I need a new trailer" that like one of the people says when they get drunk, but like there's also like just the regular quotes that you hear like all the time, which are just like they're so recognizable because like even though they're normal phrases, it's the way they're said that makes them like stick in your ear. Like there's like a bouncer that you can have go around the floor, and whenever he finds somebody cheating, he goes, "I have found a cheat." And it's just like stupid quotes like that that make it like really fun and interesting. Anyway, yeah, Casino Inc. is great. I love this game.
This game
Literally.
looks like if you combined The Sims with freeware. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, fair enough.
Was not what I was expecting at all. I thought like
Freeware! Sims! Freeware!
this is not what I was picturing in my mind at all, Clanky. But then I'm like, oh right, 2003.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. It's a PC 2003 video game. It's
Yeah,
very,
that's
very
not
good.
that is not what I thought. I thought it would be like I thought it was like a Game Boy Advance poker game or something.
No. It's a PC like strategy game where you run your own.
Yeah,
casino.
I know,
Yeah.
and that's the problem. I don't want to manage a casino. I want to go in debt from gambling too much.
Well, that's your problem.
Well,
There are plenty of games that
some would
indulge that
argue that it's
fantasy.
multiple people's problems, and we're getting help
Yeah.
for it.
Voltorb flip.
Anyways, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Are we all collectively saying Superstar?
Stupid star idiots.
No, I think we're all not saying super.
Did someone not? I honestly wasn't paying attention.
Did I do it wrong?
I think maybe I'm gonna have to listen back to the.
I haven't
playback.
said the name yet. So.
Superstar. Yeah.
Well, look, this is the first RPG I remember where the turn-based combat is interactive, and games before this did it, but I think it's the first one I played where like an enemy attacks you and you can manually block to reduce damage, or when you execute an attack, you can you can hit it at the right time to do extra damage, and those single elements make this immediately one of the best turn-based experiences ever. And yeah, Paper Mario does it, and other RPGs have done it, but this came at a time for me when I was only ever playing Pokemon as turn-based RPGs, so this was exhilarating. Executing Mario and Luigi Bros attacks and finding finding every enemy in the game has like a special way that they're going to attack you, and part of the fun of the game is like learning what each enemy's unique tell is. So there's like this enemy who uses yo-yos to attack, and one of them is red and one of them is green. So he's like, oh, he's raising the green yo-yo. That means he's going to attack Luigi. But sometimes they'll do like fake outs, and they're like, oh, he's raising the green. Oh, nope, it's the red, like Shy Guy says in Mario Party 2. Let's see, what else do I have here in my notes? Within the first 2 minutes, Toad sees Mario's penis. I'm assuming Jordan had a sip of water while I said that.
No, I didn't. I just.
Which means that this is the second Mario RPG with a subplot involving seeing each other naked.
Is it the second? What was the first?
Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, the robot that wants to see Peach naked.
This came first.
The 1,000-year horror, if you will.
But yeah, like that's the very first thing you do is Toad peeps on Mario in the shower by accident. Everyone is so mean to Luigi in this game, and it's really like first of all, it gives Luigi way more character than Mario. We all know Luigi is a better character.
Yeah.
And you'll go to the front door. And the thing about this game is Mario and Luigi, because they don't speak English, like they speak in weird Italian gibberish. So they go, oh yeah, like that episode of Family Guy where Peter gets the mustache. He goes, scusi, baba da boopy. It's that's the whole game, and everyone's like, oh, so you're saying that you're Mario and you're Luigi? Prove it. And then you just keep jumping, and they're like, oh my god, you jumped, you're Luigi.
No one else can do that.
And it's like, and then like, someone will be like, hey, who's Luigi? And the guy's like, dude, shut up, I don't have any idea. And that's my thing, is there's such good humor in this game. You're exploring the Bean Kingdom, where the exchange rate of mushroom coins to Bean coins is terrible. So 10 million mushroom coins is like 9 Bean coins. And you learn this immediately as you cross the border, which you literally do by jumping rope.
Humor-wise, one thing I love about this game. Well, is it okay if I go, then you go, Clanky?
Yeah, go ahead.
I love one thing humor-wise about this game is at the very beginning of the game, like before you even save your game for the first time, it's like, in order to save your game, we need your passports to take your pictures, and you can just do like these wacky poses in your stupid-ass passport. It's like, that's so
yeah,
neat.
they're like, don't press those directional buttons, you'll do silly faces. I'm gonna press all the directional buttons.
Alright, Clanky, go, sorry.
Yeah, no, I also really like one of the gags in the game is that, like, every single, like, area and village or whatever is named after, like, a way to laugh, because there's, like, Chuckle Huck Woods and, like, Tee-Hee Valley or whatever. It's really good.
Yes,
the Fog Gulch. No, I just made that up.
I think you're close, though.
Hill.
Maybe. I'm trying to remember. There's Hoo-Hoo. There's Hoo-Hoo Village.
That sounds like a Mario move.
So one of the bosses in this game is just a giant bottle of soda. And you can also fight a man who calls you Think Rat, and he's everyone's favorite villain.
I can do that in real life.
What, call someone Think Rat?
No, fight someone who calls me Think Rat.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
And then
Think Rat.
there's just also a great sense of Nintendo fan service here. Like you can see little Kirby posters. There's a Luigi's Mansion parody because you can like one of the side quests in this game is just giving Professor Egad various beverages.
Yeah.
He's like you'll brew coffee. He's like, hey, can I have some of your coffee? And then I think Luigi sucks him up with the vacuum at one point. I'm trying to remember.
Oh, the vacuum. Okay.
I'm pretty sure Egad's Cafe like returns in Partners in Time. There's a lot of references to other Nintendo characters in the cafe.
Yeah, like Superstar Saga is like just one of the most creative things to ever come out of Nintendo, with some of the best combat in any Nintendo RPG. And I grew up with this game. I borrowed it from people. I did everything in my power. It took me a long time to beat it. It took me many years. I lost it in a movie theater once, and by me losing it in a movie theater, I mean my dad lost it in a movie theater and had to guilt buy me a DS. But
you got a DS out of it, so
I got a DS out of it, and I was never going to beat that final boss because I was incredibly underleveled and had no healing items left. And it was like the last dungeon, which is like a 3-hour dungeon. So I was never going to beat that boss. But I finally beat it in college, and it was like a 10-year journey, and it was incredible, and I love this game so much.
Awesome.
If I could say one quick thing before we vote.
Yeah.
The one of the things I will know Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga for more than anything else is the fact that the sprites for Mario, Luigi, and several other characters were the sprites that were used for Super Mario Bros. Z. and that was my shit. And that's where I think I saw that before I saw Superstar Saga.
I actually think the remake of this game, you lose a lot of the charm. I do not like the art style of the remake. I think the cartoony style of these sprites were amazing.
I think the best like art style this game series has ever had is like in 2 games in the future, but I'm sure we're going to talk about that at some point.
I think they're similar enough that you can count them both in the same conversation.
I disagree, but we'll talk there when we get there.
Okay.
Right. That's somewhere else in the 2000s. All right, getting into the vote, we are still starting with Clanky.
Don't get me wrong, I still love Superstar Saga. Sorry, I said it wrong. I meant to say Super Duper Dudes, but besides that, Casino Link is getting my vote.
Okay. We go on to Graham.
The Mario and Luigi series has kind of been like one of those series that I've never like fully played, but I've always just like known in the background. Like, in my imagine, they're the video game equivalent of like a ham sandwich, which is like they could be like very, very good. They're always consistent. And yeah, of Mario and Luigi. Even though like the most I ever played of one is Dream Team.
Well, Graham, you say it's
And that's the worst
consistent.
one.
Graham, you say it's consistent, except for that one time that you ordered a ham sandwich and they just gave you ham.
Yeah.
There's literally ham later on this bracket.
Oh.
Yeah, remember that? Okay.
Owls go
Because I assume you're voting for Mario and Luigi. Taylor?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay. Christian.
This one was really, really tough for me, and it would have been way easier if it was Bowser's Inside Story instead of Superstar Saga. But at the end of the day, by just a hair, I have to vote for Superstar Saga.
That sucks.
And Mick.
I thought you were about to vote for Casino Inc., and I got really scared.
Me too. All right.
Casino Inc. sounds really cool.
3-2.
It is really cool. Don't let
Can
that
you
game
actually
bring you
gamble
down.
in it, though? Like, for real?
That's not the point of it. The point of it is to run a
It's a
casino.
casino, and if I own the casino,
No, you're building
I
a
reserve the right to
home.
gamble as much as I want.
Taylor.
Taylor.
When you play Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley, do you get upset that you can't eat any of the produce you prepare?
You can eat the produce you prepare.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can. You haven't
No, I
played
mean
it.
you as the person, not like the actual like
Taylor.
player.
The gamble is opening another casino in Vegas.
Exactly.
Okay, better
Yeah,
example.
the gamble is the strategy when you're like, I want to open a second casino. There's your gambling, big boy gambling.
The Krusty
The
Krab.
gamble is
Can I
when you
spend
take
an-
your brother Joe
can-
Pesci into the desert and have him whacked.
Can I send an 8th terrorist into this pizzeria?
I do
That's
not
the
think. I do not think it is too much to ask that I be dealt a couple of hands of blackjack. That's all.
It is too much to ask.
I disagree because that's not the point of the game. You want a different game. That's the issue.
I think, yeah, I want a different game.
And that's
You're
a
right.
shame because you're not judging the game fairly. Anyway,
Well,
whatever.
Listen, I did spend a month thinking this was a gambling simulator, to be fair.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, honestly, that was on you.
You fell for the oldest
All
trick in
right.
the book.
Because if I had looked at it sooner, I would have dissed the game a little bit.
Look, in Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 and 2, you can't ride the roller coasters.
But you can in Thrillville.
Oh.
We'll
And
get to
Thrillville's
that.
the
game.
worst game, and Thrillville's the worst game because of it.
Yeah.
All right.
Not because of it, but it is the worst
For a
game.
lot of other reasons.
Anyway,
Thrillville is great.
Moving on. Random singing moment for me. We have
I love it.
our third.
I am what
matchup.
I am. No.
We have Sim City 4, which is a Christian thing, versus Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, which is a Graham pick. This is surprisingly, I have played one of these franchises, and it's not the Star Wars one. Who wants to go first?
Look
I'll
at this
just get
stuff.
mine out of the way quick.
Isn't
I don't have a lot to
it
say.
All right, Christian will start in 3, 2, 1, go.
So, after
Yeah.
Jordan put a particular game as his wild card, I was fucked.
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm
what the
sorry.
fuck? I don't know what to do. What the fuck? And then not 5 minutes later, somehow SimCity 4, like an angel, from heaven graced before me and was like, I will be your third game. I will guide you through the yearlies. And I was like, thank you, SimCity 4. You're pretty good. So, SimCity 4 is the only SimCity game that I've properly played. I played a little bit of a DS SimCity game, and it was dog water, so we don't really like to talk about it. SimCity 4 is probably what people really like about SimCity. It's probably not better than City Skylines, but like for 2003, this was pretty fucking close. One of the things I like the most about SimCity 3 is 4. I mean,
4, damn you!
Is the ability to terraform like so creatively. So what I would do all the time is I would get the plateau terraform, I would bring it up to the maximum altitude and basically make like an Olympus where I would put my fucking city on the top of this giant ass fucking mountain, where it would be there for all time. SimCity 4 has the ability to, I don't know if this is in previous SimCities, but it has the ability to summon and control your own natural disasters, so you can boot up towns the developers made and just destroy everything they've made and all their progress, and imagine the developers crying into their keyboard softly as you ruin everything they've done. And you can also select cars in the city and drive them around your city, which is really, really cool. Oh yeah, SimCity. Like, what? Does anyone have any questions about how SimCity works?
You can
No,
summon
I played SimCity. It's great.
You can summon Godzilla made out of cars.
Yeah, and the car monster and the fucking.
That's great.
So quick story. I used to play SimCity 4 a bunch at my local library.
Oh wow!
It was one of the
Your
games
library had games on their computer too?
Yeah. And SimCity 4 was one of those games. And obviously, I would boot up one of the pre-made cities and then just spam car dinosaurs and volcanoes and UFOs and earthquakes.
Can I just say, like, I think between the two of us, your library had better games because you had SimCity 4. I had Madeline's Quest for the Genie and the Magic Lamp.
The advantage, Mick.
And, like, Elmo's Number Adventure.
Oh, can I just say, like, I have to say, other than SimCity, like, the other stuff we had was, you know, like, I don't know, Pajama Sam and stuff.
Well, Pajama Sam was fantastic.
Yeah, I know. My point is just, like, no, SimCity 4 was, like, the only, like, game that you would be...
Pajama Sam's very game.
No, but I mean, like, the kind of game that you wouldn't expect on a library computer in the kids section.
Okay,
yeah, like an entirely all ages kind of game.
Yeah.
Also, I love how in
SimCity's
SimCity 4, when you make a volcano, the volcano never goes away. It stops spewing lava, but it never goes away, so you can make the volcano, have it destroy a bunch of shit, and then rebuild all of the shit on top of the volcano and just be like, there's no problems here. Nothing's ever gonna go wrong here.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
POV
just a collection
Rome.
That's all I can remember about SimCity 4, because it was so fucking long ago.
Alright.
Yeah.
So there's a little series out there called Star Wars.
Never heard of it.
I've heard about it.
In sharp contrast to the previous entry, this game has probably like some of the best combat mechanics I've seen, like just in any game. This is one of the game I feel has gotten closest to like really capturing the feel of you are a Jedi, you are a Jedi Knight in a Jedi Academy. You like the lightsaber fights in this game are god tier. That like the way that, like the rest of the game you can play it like when you're not using your lightsaber. It's almost like a Quake or like a 3D Doom for like first person shooter. You have like infinite weapon wheel. You have all abilities and stuff. Like the way it's set up is you get story mission, then you have like you're given an option of 5 like other side missions you can do, of which you only have to do 4, but you can do all 5 if you want like extra stuff. So what it gives you is a lot of the side missions are like fun and creative. Like there's a mission where you're without your lightsaber for most of it, when you are forced to use your force abilities and all this stuff. There's a mission where you're trapped on a sand world that you have to avoid the worm
Not the worm.
Yeah.
Sinking cities with a giant worm.
And like a lot of Star Wars games, there is like the dark side, light side choice that basically just amounts to, do you want to be a good person or you just want to be an asshole? And like it kind of your choice whether or not you want to be an asshole kind of revolves around they introduce like a character to like almost personally get on your nerves, like to basically ask you like, would you kill this person? Would you? And you might because he's annoying. Hashtag fuck Rosh. All my homies hate Rosh. Yeah, this was one of my first ever PC games because we're just like in like a fucking Best Buy at one point at the checkout lane, and like we see like
Same Best Buy where you played Rogue Legacy.
Probably yeah. I would just see like a case for like the case for Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, and yeah, like I asked what I would get, and he said yeah. But yeah, like. The story of this game is set like back in like the Legends post episode 6. Like you're at like Luke Skywalker Jedi Academy. Kyle Katarn, the previous protagonist, is your mentor.
I forgot his name was Kyle.
Yeah, his name is Kyle.
There's a Star Wars character
What
named
the
Kyle.
fuck is up, Kyle?
God, Kyle. Is it just spelled like Kyle?
Yes, yes.
Oh, God bless.
He's just Kyle Katarn.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, can I just say, like it at least fits. It at least tracks with Luke.
Luke
Yeah.
and Leia.
Like,
Ben.
okay, Leia's at least a little bit of a weird name, but like.
Yeah.
Luke in the Star Wars universe is the equivalent of meeting someone IRL named Glorflar.
or Gaylord.
No, that's an actual name. I am what I am.
Not anymore. I am what I am. Yes.
Meet the Fockers.
Yeah.
Gaylord Fokker,
also,
yes.
you can choose like just a little. You can choose like, do you want double bladed? Do you want to wield 2 lightsabers, or do you want to wield 1 lightsaber very well? Like it, like both of the picks on here have basically been like, okay, this is my Star Wars adventure. KOTOR is a little bit more of that because again, it's more of a self-contained, but this is also just a fucking fantastic time.
Okay.
I'm out of time.
All right. Vote. We start with Clanky.
Yeah, I'm giving it to Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Go see a Star War.
Graham, I wonder.
Getting to my buddy Kyle.
Kyle Katarn. Taylor.
Does sound like the name of a Sonic OC.
Yeah.
I
Taylor.
am Kevin.
Why can't we be friends?
Sip City.
Are you just assuming that because it's not Star Wars?
Yes.
Well, you'd be right.
Okay.
I would probably. I remember SimCity 4 was like very big back when it came out. Like that was as big as City Skylines is now as that was then. And I had nothing against it then, so I might play it then.
Yeah,
Not now, but then.
Christian.
I have a good feeling that SimCity 4 is probably going to take the L on this one. And if this was against KOTOR, I might have even had to do a double take on my own vote here. But for now, it's clearly and undoubtedly SimCity 4.
With the votes tied up, it's down to Mick.
Christian, you're gonna be surprised. SimCity 4.
I
Like
am
I said,
surprised.
Damn.
I have not played Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. But I have played, as I mentioned earlier, SimCity 4 when I was like 8, and I've got a lot of fond memories of it.
So you voted for the Star Wars with the bad combat, but the one with the good combat, nah?
Because the one with the good combat is more legendary among Star Wars games, I think.
I played the one with the worst combat. And also, what's going okay, let me put it this way. If SimCity 4 was up against KOTOR, I might have been swayed to vote SimCity 4.
Listen, like, I'm just being objectionable. I was actually pretty sure you weren't going to vote for it. I don't know why. I was just like, nah, I don't feel like Mick's a Jedi Knight Academy guy.
Yeah, Like I said, I haven't played it.
I mean, SimCity 4 was on his library's computer. Like, you all underestimate just how huge that is.
I'll be talking about some of those games later, but we'll get to those. Not on this list, but later on.
The Croak was on your library's computer?
Yeah, it was, but I suppressed it from my memories.
Now this next round, this is where the men become the boys.
I'm gonna froth at the mouth.
Jordan, get ready to go over 8.
I think we are going to go over 8 on this one because these are two very
We
big
just need to block out like 20 minutes for this one.
Yeah, whatever. We were due. 2 games that represent 2 shows I was heavily into in the mid-2000s. And
both with yellow people.
Yes, exactly. We have The Simpsons Hit and Run, which is a Clanky pick, versus my wild card, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. Who would like to go first?
I hate to do this again, but can I start?
Yeah, no, of course.
Go ahead.
I think we should
3,
draw
2, 1, go.
straws, but okay.
Go.
Okay. So, The Simpsons Hit and Run. I know we talked about The Simpsons Road Rage last time, and I do think that The Simpsons Road Rage is a fantastic game. But I feel like as far as like the car controls and everything are concerned, I feel like The Simpsons Hit and Run hits it out of the park. Did you see what I did there?
No.
So
can you do it again?
Sure. So I think that The Simpsons Hit and Run really hits it out of the park. What'd you think of that one? Okay, I feel like The Simpsons Hit and Run really hits. Like hit and run hits it out of the park.
This will go on for an hour.
That's what we need the 20 minutes for. No.
Yes, explaining jokes. Yes.
Okay, anyway, yeah. So, sorry. Now I feel shame, so let's just keep going. The Simpsons Hit and Run, I feel like tells a pretty interesting and not interesting. It's not interesting. It's fun. It's a very funny story, and I think that's really. No. The story isn't. I wouldn't say it's like, oh, I ponder the story. You know, it's just it's a funny story. I really enjoy it for what it is. It can get a little frustratingly difficult at times, but I have a lot of good memories of like playing through the missions and everything. And I never really thought it was too hard. Don't get me wrong, some levels are like really annoying, but no more annoying than like any other game of this type would be. Like SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Hang on a minute, Clanky.
We need to talk about that.
Yeah, we need to talk about.
I think
so we're all in agreement that looks like he just said is objectionably wrong.
I think Simpsons Hit and Run was designed biologically to be as frustrating as possible.
I am not going. Here's the thing.
Games I've ever played.
I am going
to.
Think
it's not bad.
Clanky. I don't think for the majority of the game, I'm with you. Those last 3 missions.
Yeah. Okay, listen. Yeah, listen. The last 3 missions suck. All right, fine. I'll give it to you. I totally get where you're coming from.
It's longer than that, Mick. I think
I'm trying to. Yeah, maybe it's more than 3, but I'm trying to describe that class of missions that you know what I'm talking about.
Well, here's how I can sum up the difficulty of this game. Here's the deal. I'm gonna start by saying that the good thing. There's great Simpsons humor here. Lots of stuff to collect and goals to work towards, filled with great show references. It's a good GTA clone. All of those things are working to the Simpsons Hit and Run positive that make it very memorable and still, to a degree, very fun to play to this day. Here is the problem with this game. 90% of these missions have a clock. And this clock is the meanest clock in the world.
You just gotta get good.
No!
Skill issue.
Yes!
No!
You just gotta get better at the video game. I don't know what else to tell you.
Hey, you know what, Clanky? I did get good, and I've beaten this game, so I'm allowed to complain.
Okay.
This game is so unkind. It demands a level of perfection that I don't even think Super Meat Boy asked for.
Ooh.
I'm speaking in hyperbole a little bit, but like these time limits are so stressful, and the missions go on a little too long that I don't feel good when I fail. So what inevitably ends up happening is you fail so many times that the game's like, hey, do you want to skip this mission? Yes, I want to skip this mission. And then you get to the end of the game and you can't skip missions anymore
Yeah, it's the specifically those last three. It's Alien Autopsy, or whatever, however
All
you
the ones
pronounce
where you
that.
need to bring things to a UFO.
Yeah, that is the
Yeah.
one. That is the one. Those
Yep.
three.
I think my favorite
Yeah,
thing about the
that's what I'm
Simpsons Hit and
saying.
Run is the fact that like the Simpsons Hit and Run mood, right, is losing a mission 50 times and playing every mission with a Homer or Bart saying something stupid every 3 seconds.
I really think you guys think this game is harder than it actually is.
No,
I've
Listen,
never played it.
I
I've
mean,
never
it's-
played it once in my life.
Clanky, it took me 10 years to beat this game too.
Okay, and that's a you thing. It didn't take me nearly as long. I don't know what else to tell you, man. I don't think it's that hard. I mean, like, listen, all right, yeah, the last 3 levels, they're absolutely mind-numbingly hard. I'll give you that. But like,
This
I
game
didn't
is harder.
feel like I didn't really think that a lot of other sections were that bad. I mean, like, they were hard, don't get me wrong, but no harder than like any other video game I've played that I'd consider tough. You know what I mean?
I think the thing is, it's
Like, I
just
understand.
incredibly punishing. Missions don't have
Okay.
checkpoints, so the consequences to failure are extreme.
I mean, I wouldn't say extreme. I would say
They're
they
big.
suck.
It's more punishing. Like, okay, yes, we're exaggerating, we're speaking from nostalgia, but like only to some degree. The fact that there are large kernels of truth here is telling to like why I like Road Rage more.
I can kind of see where Clanky comes from with the idea of sort of like, you know, I truthfully obviously do believe that, yeah, he's telling the truth. It wasn't difficult for him. But, you know, it's I guess that's why it comes down to being an opinion vote as opposed to a fact
Yay.
vote. You know?
Yeah.
It's just like
I should
ahead,
also
Nick.
say my opinions of these last 3 levels might be slightly colored by Germa's stream where he plays.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that stream is very
And
listen. That stream is
Grumps
very
is-
funny.
Yeah, my Slim
Yeah.
Kirby fans, where are you at? That's where I first started the game from.
Listen, I just remember doing the final mission and succeeding in the final mission, but when you succeed in the final mission, the clock is still running, and you need to let the final cutscene play out, and the mission can fail during the final cutscene.
Yeah.
Like
That-
I will agree with you there, Taylor. That's unforgivable. That's
that's when
absolutely unforgivable.
And then I stopped playing the game. And like, it's not just like okay, there are like these bonus missions that you don't have to do, but like I want to do the things in the
Bonus.
game, and like those are really hard. I remember there's in Lisa's level, you do odd jobs for Skinner, and his mother is just yelling at him the whole time. And
Yeah.
that one took me like all day, and then I didn't even know
Really?
it was a bonus mission. Yeah, it was really hard. But I'm telling you, man, the time limits are really nasty. Like,
I
yes, you
remember-
can like, listen, you sit down, you play this game, you'll get good, you will beat it, but it's like at a certain point it becomes like I don't feel like the missions themselves are all that fun sometimes. Like okay, the ones where you're like destroying other cars, those feel really good. The races, they're pretty fun, but like
the ones where you have to get out of your car, like I kind of get where you're coming from, but even then, I don't think it's that bad. I just think it's like, oh, this just isn't as fun as what I was doing before.
it's like the ones where you like need to tail enemies, and like the ones where you have to go from in the car to out the car to collect things, as you just said, like collecting Cletus's ketchup packets. I don't know. Listen, we've ranted about this game a lot, and it just like I needed to get it out there. I was actually afraid I was going to be the only one who saw the thing about the time limit, so it was actually very nice to hear Mick and even Christian to back me up on this, because I do think it's
I haven't
what
played this game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, time limits really are the worst, right?
What are we? The Simpsons Hit and Run?
what did we well look.
Can I lead the charge on SpongeBob?
Actually, is it okay if I say one thing before, and then you can start with the big stuff?
Okay.
Okay. All I want to say about SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom is my ex-girlfriend. Okay. We have an on-again, off-again relationship where we keep breaking up and we keep getting back together. I sold this game back to GameStop like 17 times. And then a week or a month later, I'm like, I miss SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. I should play that game again, because it's always like $5. And so I would go back and I'd play the whole game again. And as a result, I fucking hate Jellyfish Fields because I've done it so many times.
I'm the inverse. I've played Jellyfish Field so many times, and I'd play it 100 more times. Spongebob Squarepants Battle for Bikini Bottom is one of my favorite collectathons of all time, and I didn't bring this up earlier, but the game this is one of the games that was kicked off of my list and then made room for SimCity 4. It was originally going to be my number 2 game because I love this game so fucking much. It has wonderfully diverse worlds based off of all of the locales from several different parts of the show, such as, like, obviously, you get to explore Jellyfish Fields for real life, or you get to go to Rock Bottom and it's actually advance the darkness. Or,
I don't like Rock Bottom.
Well, look, I'm not judging these entirely. Like, some of these stages suck. Kelp Forest is terrible. It's way too dark to see anything, and it's a maze-like structure. It's terrible. Awful. But the platforming is so much... It's probably some of the best, like, 3D platforming I've experienced, I think, honestly. All of the characters can control incredibly fluidly, and they all get these, like, really useful maneuvers that allow you to play the game exactly how you want. Like, maybe using the bullet bubble bowl to take out, like, faraway enemies, or maybe let's just use the cruise bubble to take away a faraway enemy, because that's, like, a missile that can, like, you can lock onto things. It's, like, perfect. There are sections which completely change the pace of the game, like sliding sections, different kinds of, like, each level is segmented into sort of like these, like, 3 sub-levels, so the locales are, like, segmented even further into these, like, smaller sub-sections. Like, Goo Lagoon is not just Goo Lagoon, it is the beach, the caves, and the amusement park, and you get to ride the Ferris wheel. And it's like... And, like... You're fighting against robots in this game. Like, I don't even need to even explain why that is, like, the best thing ever. And it's just... Every single time you encounter a robot, it shows, like, an intro movie of, like, the robot attacking someone, and it's, like, it's really comedic, and, like, there's one with tartar sauce on his back, and it's taped to his back. What the fuck is this? It's so good. It's fucking... So many of the voice cast is reprised, except for Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs sounds like a coke addict. It's really bizarre.
Hey, like, buddy.
I need shiny objects.
Trade shiny objects for a gold spatula.
SpongeBob, boy.
And all I'll end this on is, like, it's one of my favorite boss fights of all time. It has one of my favorite, it has a lot of just amazing songs in it. Like, the
I have to ask, what is that favorite boss fight?
The final boss.
Oh, okay.
Both phases. And it is,
Okay.
I adore the soundtrack for this game, and overall, there are just so many quality of life things that just make this game super duper neat. The ability to just be like, I need to get to Jellyfish Fields from Kelp Forest. I'm just gonna click on a spatula in the menu and teleport there, and there you are. You're there. This is perfect. Yay! Also, this game, it has an amazing speedrunning community where you can do this crazy shit, like cruise boosting, using your bubble missiles to, like, go at twice the amount of speed through, like, past the game's boundaries to get to the final boss early. It's, like, insane. I love this game.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is Battle for Bikini Bottom. It's the speedrun where putting ketchup on the disc is considered a viable strategy.
I have no idea, but we can fact check this later for sure.
I don't have a ton to say on top of what Christian said because he summed it up pretty well. It's a super fun collectathon. Love living in the world of SpongeBob. His favorite boss is not my favorite boss. I'm a big fan of Robo Patrick. One thing I would like to add is Mrs. Puff definitely took cocaine before the game started because every cutscene with Mrs. Puff, she's shaking like she has Parkinson's. And
don't ask questions you're not prepared to hear the answers to.
It's really yeah, also playing as Sandy, super fun. I love the lasso. In contrast, I don't like playing as Patrick all that much. He's okay.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, the carrying stuff is a bit weak. I will give it that.
Fuck Patrick.
That's my thing. The worlds that are great are fucking great. Fucking love Sand Mountain. Fucking love SpongeBob's Dream. The worlds that are not great are not great. Don't love
Forest. There are no other bad ones.
Mick is 100% correct. Rock Bottom is not that bad.
I love Rock Bottom. I used to play Rock Bottom all the time. I loved Rock Bottom.
I think there are two halves
right now.
Well, I I put this one on here not because I have a lot of expertise playing it, but because I knew that this was, as a popular game, this is one of the best of them, and it's one that I know a lot of you guys had a lot of expertise with.
Listen, if you were a kid growing up in the early 2000s, you're contractually obligated to tell people how great Battle for Bikini Bottom is. It's in the contract.
Yeah.
Check.
And then they made a
Pretty
sequel.
much, yeah.
And it was like this game, but a little less.
What?
I've heard that the movie game is actually better.
Yeah. I don't know if it's better. I haven't beaten the movie game, but I hear it's like Battle for Bikini Bottom trimmed.
I still very much like the movie game.
I'm not gonna say it's trimmed. I mean, they trim a character. I feel like
there are paywalls. I think is one of the things.
What?
No,
Like you have to get certain goofy goober tokens to access for things, which is the same as getting gold dispatches to open up an area, but it never mattered in Battle for Bikini Bottom.
I just don't have the
Always
nostalgia
had-
for it, so I'm just looking to be mean. It's actually probably fantastic.
I have a lot of nostalgia for it, so I actually can't really speak on that one.
Right.
There's a whole level where you play as. There's a whole level where you get to play as SpongeBob, but he's like the secret agent that he is in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
I do
All
love
level where
that.
you play SpongeBob when he's drunk.
Spy Sponge is licensed to.
Mop.
So,
Licensed to soak.
Soak is it. Soak is it.
Yep. There you go. Thanks, Graham.
Have we said everything?
You're
we
welcome,
said?
Mick.
Please
My
forgive me.
best friend.
We should probably get to the vote. We start with Clanky.
It's hit and run.
Okay. We go into Graham.
So I have not played Battle for Bikini Bottom, but Hit and Run was my.
Do you even exist?
Maybe not. Hit and Run, that was my library computer game.
Nice.
So voting for Simpsons Hit and Run.
That's a
what do you mean
hazard.
Hit and Run was your library computer game?
That's a physical.
Yeah.
That's a physical hazard.
Two.
Honestly, let's be honest. If one of us was going to not exist, it would be Graham.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
Like he's not the one I want to exist the least, but like if there was anyone who I'd say one of your friends doesn't exist, I'd be like, it's probably Graham.
Highest probability of being an imaginary friend.
My Graham jokes are just like, messages you're all getting in the coma. You're trying to wake up.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Speaking as the one who lacks object permanence,
Beautiful.
I constantly forget about Graham until he shows back up.
Can I just say, I love the idea of being in a coma and Graham is sitting next to me trying to wake me up. He's like, maybe I'll just say, I'll just invade I'll invade his understanding of reality by just saying things that don't make any sense and hope that shatters him.
Yeah.
And they haven't worked yet.
Under coma, Graham.
He's a secret
All right.
agent, Graham.
Taylor.
I Graham what I Graham.
Up by
We
the
got a
sail,
title.
Graham.
We got a title. Dare I ask Taylor?
Is it my vote?
Hang on. I think so. Yeah, unless you want us to come back to.
I need to make a quick phone call.
Okay.
Beep boop 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 beep.
Hello.
Hi, SpongeBob. It's me, Taylor.
What do you want?
Listen. I know that things have been difficult between us, but
Yeah.
I miss you, and I just listen. A GameStop opened up in my area. You're like $5, and I was just thinking like we could hang out. I want to
Okay.
get back together.
But don't blow this again. You hear me?
I make
I'm
no
doing this for you.
promises.
Blow this
All right.
again.
All right, I vote for you.
Oh, thanks. Christian.
Taylor, I was really hoping you were gonna do a picks up phone. Hi, is this SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom? And then Jordan goes, no, this is Patrick.
Fuck.
That would have been good.
That would have been good too.
With much love and respect to the Simpsons Hit and Run, I'm voting for SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Okay,
Damn,
we're
it's a
tied up.
massacre out there,
We're
boys.
tied up, and we go to Mick.
I am going to vote for SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Whoa. Okay. The land of the 3-2 victories
Wait, who
continues.
voted for Hit and Run besides
Graham.
Clanky?
Graham.
Why?
Graham hasn't played.
I haven't
Bottom.
played Battle for
Run
Bikini
is on
Bottom.
his library.
What do you mean?
computer.
Because he's in a
Because it's
coma.
a
Yeah.
game.
It's a good game. I don't deny that, but it hurts me.
Look like I'm
Well,
gonna be in your
I'm
position
not
soon.
voting
Okay?
to please you, Taylor.
You're not?
Could you?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I got this gift.
You know what? I'm done. I'm done with the Yearlies. I'm out of this. I'm out of.
And fuck!
Graham leaves.
This is where it ends.
We're done.
Not with a whimper, but with a gram.
The endless.
Okay. So if we want to continue being a show,
Yeah. No. That was just a bit.
I know. I was,
Okay.
I
it
was
a
playing
bit.
along.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was
No.
yes-ending like I did with Taylor.
Yeah.
I know how you feel. I know how you feel. We lost our trunk.
what?
Next matchup, we have WarioWare Inc. Mega MicroGames, which is a Taylor pick, versus The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, which is a Graham pick. Who wants to go first?
I would start with something very, very small, very tiny, like one sentence.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
I usually like to make sure I put perfect spelling, grammar, and punctuation for all the entries that end up on this list. So fuck WarioWare, comma, Inc, period, colon, Mega MicroGames, exclamation point for being like this. Anyway, continue.
Wait, did you put these in or did Jordan?
No, he
I
put
put
them
in
in.
these ones. Jordan, you'll be doing this soon. So,
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll make the new one for this.
Can I here? You know the funny thing you mentioned that about them is that it's not this one, but if I remember correctly, I think a Lord of the Rings game actually does have the longest title on record
oh.
of a video game.
Is it Battle for Middle Earth 2 or something? Or
Is it Lord of the Rings based on the novel Pushed by Sapphire?
It's Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle Earth 2 Rise of the Witch King with count 'em 2 colons.
Featuring Dante from Devil May Cry?
Yeah.
You funky mode, yeah.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings, I'll go first. I add
Please.
to my other two picks. So yeah, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. This game is hard. It is very hard. The levels are like 20 minutes. You get one checkpoint. That being said, they are extremely satisfying and fun to play. Like, oh my god, it's just a very fun, just 3D action. I guess you could call it like a brawler because the stages have to go forward. It does my favorite thing any movie video game adaptation does is they'll transfer from this. They'll have show scenes from the movie and then transfer into the PS2 level graphics when you're about to start playing the game. It's so good.
How similar is this to the Two Towers game?
This is very similar to Two Towers, except this one has co-op.
Oh my god! No.
Yes.
Wait, this one has what?
Co-op.
Co-op.
Mm-hmm. There are 3 paths to play. You have Gandalf's path, you have Aragorn Legolas Gimli's path, and you have Sam and Frodo's path. The tutorial is the Battle at of Helm's Deep, and you it does a surprisingly good job of adapting the movie into the game. There are only a handful of those where I'm okay, so this is where they're padding. You see Gandalf chasing the orcs after the Battle of Helm's Deep all the way to Isengard. You're walking in between legs of Ents. Peter Jackson respected games enough to be all right, well, we're gonna give you basically full access, enough time to make good games based on on our films.
I mean, just to pause that. I mean, Peter Jackson video games. We'll probably talk about the King Kong game at some point.
Yes.
Oh, yes, we will. We definitely will.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
That's a great game. Yeah, also you can unlock little bonus features of they have they do the thing with they'll have the cast play the game. You watch videos of them play the game. You'll have interviews with people.
Why do they wear wigs? Why have you bought wigs?
No, I have
Sorry.
not.
Why?
You want a movie with a dolphin named Flipper? Mr. Woods, the dolphin is dead.
Why?
Doing? Are these Lord
We're
of the
doing a
Rings
bit from the
lines?
DVD. Yeah.
I'll explain when you're older.
Yeah.
I'm older than you.
WarioWare Inc. Mega WarioWare Inc. Go.
Listen, I wanted Tack in the Power of Juju, and I got this. And I'm really glad I got this. Because holy shit, what a clever idea for a game this game is. I think that throughout the course of the first of all, have we gotten a chance to talk about a WarioWare game on these yet?
Yes.
The WarioWare
Yes.
DIY for the Nintendo DS video game console.
So glad we could mention it again.
Yeah, we do. I actually have a picture of the
What a
cover
good game.
here.
I'm gonna buy a physical copy of
Man.
that game.
Just
I
to
hear
be
it's better
clear,
than Alan Wake.
just to be clear, when I said that was being 100% genuine, and then Mick got so mad. I'm like, why is Mick mad?
Oh yeah, that Yearlies.
Literally the first one.
I'm so sorry.
Anyway, the game you're boosting.
So, this WarioWare game where you don't make the micro games is the very first
Yeah.
WarioWare, and I think it went on to generate a very iconic cast of characters. You got Jimmy T, the Disco King. You got Katana, Cat and Anna. You got Mona Pizza, who's just a girl. You got
I think her name
Orbalon.
is just Mona now.
No, it's Mona Pizza.
Oh,
Damn, imagine your last name Pizza.
Yeah.
Like, what else
No,
can you
it's
do
Mona
but
Pizza.
make pizza?
And sometimes she does work at a pizza. Dude, this is like, what if we took mini games and made them even minier, and we call them micro games, and we create these addictive score-based challenges where, oh, you only have 3 seconds, hurry, pick this dude's nose. You only have 4 seconds, stomp on the Goomba. Everything's happening so fast. Box. Go curling, play tennis.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, Mrs. Puff.
Say this is Mrs. Puff's favorite game.
This is such an addictive time, though.
Whoa.
It's like, it's not all that long, but there's so much content in it. Like, the more you play, the more points you get. You can unlock cool things like you can play Fly Swatter, where you just swat flies. A Dr. Mario clone, which, listen, I don't like Dr. Mario, but the fact that they put it in here as a side game and called it Dr. Wario is a pretty nice extra. You can like suck up trash. Everything about the character 9 Volt is amazing. I don't think I have to tell you guys. There's a whole series of levels just based off classic Nintendo games that they do every WarioWare, and they're incredible.
Was this the one that was on GameCube?
This is the Game Boy. The GameCube one is basically, we're making the Game Boy one again, only with multiplayer modes.
Yeah, the GameCube one
Like-
had fantastic multiplayer modes.
Yeah, but absolutely zero new micro games. That was my problem with it. My only problems with this game, it is pretty short. You can beat it in maybe an hour if you're good, maybe 2. I have played every one of these micro games so many fucking times that the impact of this game has lessened a little to me over the years, because you can get a little flower on each micro game if you beat each one like 30 times in a row. That being said, don't play each micro game 30 times in a row, because they're 4-second games that just keep speeding up. So it's like, how many times can you jump on the tree and collect the bananas as the monkey? Turns out, a lot of times. I think I have like the world record for doing it, if you want to know the honest truth.
Wow.
But it is a charming, incredible package. I don't think there are a lot of games quite like WarioWare, except that Flash game, 4-Second Frenzy.
I fucking love 4-Second Frenzy!
Oh
It's
my
pretty
god,
fun.
4-Second Frenzy was so good!
That was pretty good.
God.
That's
I'm not making the joke. It's like Half Minute Hero.
Or 4-Second Firestorm, don't forget that one.
Yep, they're all good. Don't press the button. Yeah, so it's a great game, great franchise. I kind of wish that they would put more Wario Land games out there, because they kind of oversaturated. Not oversaturated. Any WarioWare game is pretty good, but like, there should be a good balance. But this
We'll get
game
that
is
in
great.
2021.
And it didn't come out as the same year as Alan Wake. So
Yes, it didn't. But it came out the same year as a Lord of the Rings game, which will make things
yeah.
interesting.
By the way, Graham, that pitch was doomed from the start. I already don't like Lord of the Rings, and you're like, here's an impossible game with one checkpoint.
Oh fuck! Who makes these games? Peter Jackson.
Plus, there's
himself.
nobody named Italian.
I guess that was a 2003 theme because Jack 2 came out this year, and I fucking hate that game, and I know everyone else loves that game, but there are no checkpoints in that game, and it drives me mad!
I can't wait till we get to one of the games I put on here, which people often complain is too easy. This is gonna be fun.
Heading to the vote, we move the voting order, so it is now Graham's turn. I wonder what Graham's voting for.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings has my sword.
Yes, and my axe, Taylor.
I feel like I
Your
have
ex?
to vote
It has-
for Alan Wake
My
at
axe,
this point.
not my.
I feel like I've let Nick down so hard by just abandoning that joke. But it's not here, so WarioWare.
And my ex. That was very good, Graham. Christian.
All right. Sorry. Actually, hold up. I gotta go. Make a call. Beep boop boop bop.
Oh.
Beep, boop. Hello. Is this the Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King?
No, this is
Speaking.
Lord of the Rings:
Oh,
is Return of the King.
I'm voting for WarioWare.
I thought you needed me again. I'm sorry.
We should have planned where that bit was going to be a little bit more, Christian.
We crossfired the bit. It crossfired.
Guys, we have Discord. We can communicate in the background.
We
What
did.
are you doing?
We did.
Oh,
I
what a
think-
fun
I fucked it
round
up.
this has been.
We totally misunderstood what we were going to do.
That's why, because when Taylor gave me the bit, I was like, I gave him clarification questions. You're like, oh, you want to do this? And I'm like, okay, yeah. So, communicate. Mick.
And
Come
Mick,
back to me.
Okay.
Okay. Clanky.
Want to say, remember, this is not WarioWare DIY.
Well, if it's not, I guess then I gotta vote for Lord of the Rings now. I was gonna vote for WarioWare from the beginning.
Okay. And back to me.
This is all tied up.
No, it's
No, actually, it's 3-1.
Okay, I'll vote for whichever one has the one.
All right, Lord of the Rings it is.
By the way-
3-2, yet again.
That's a
Earlier
Laura
you
talk
guys
moment
said
right there.
communicate, and I just thought of like, hey guys, it's me, the mascot. Communicate.
What did you just say to me?
Like,
You let those words exit your mouth.
That is an HR mascot.
I don't.
Oh my
Yeah.
For a retail store.
Oh my
It's me,
god.
communicate the human resources mascot. I don't want round 5 to end, guys.
Well, round 6 needs to begin because something we've been building up the entire Yearlies needs to come to fruition.
This one's gonna suck.
This one sounds
We
good,
have-
but one game can be described in like a minute.
Mario Kart Double Dash,
So who
which
wants-
is a Mick pick, for God's sakes, versus Pac-Man V's, which is a
V's. Multiple V's.
Pac-Man
versus
V's.
Pac-Man versus, which is a Christian pick. Who wants to go first?
Pac-Man 5S.
Yes. I love when it catches y'all off guard.
We could get
Pac-Man
Pac-Man
virtual
V's out of the way. Clanky, did you want to start about it, or do you want me to start about it?
About Pac-Man V's.
Yeah.
You start, and if I have anything to add, I'm just gonna go for it.
Okay. So for those of you who are not familiar,
All right.
oh, you can start the timer, yeah.
Go.
For
Go.
those of you who are not familiar with Pac-Man Versus, it's basically a multiplayer game for 4 players on the GameCube, where 3 people use a GameCube controller, 1 person uses a Game Boy Advance. The person on the Game Boy Advance is Pac-Man, and the other 3 people with the 3 controllers are the ghosts. The ghosts have to kill Pac-Man to get points. Pac-Man has to eat as much pellets as possible to get points. The person playing as Pac-Man looks on the Game Boy Advance to get the full map, while the people on the ghosts look at the TV screen to get like a 3D sort of like like over the shoulder view, not over the shoulder, but like zoomed out view of the ghost sort of like moving around.
Yeah, and the ghost view is very limited, so the ghosts are kind of encouraged to call out, oh, hey, I'm over here, and I think I saw, like, Pac-Man nearby or something. So, it does a really good job of justifying the really shitty, like, controller layout that you have to do, because, like, the amount of times, like, wires get crossed and everything because you're passing the Game Boy around it kind of stinks, but, like, it's so worth it for the payoff of this game, because this game is, like, honestly, like, too good. Like, you'd think by the concept of Pac-Man versus the ghosts, it's only, like, you know, it's, like, probably okay, but, like, no, this game is, like, incredible.
I think I forgot to mention that when a ghost touches Pac-Man, that person becomes Pac-Man, and then, you know, the cycle continues from there until someone gets enough points. That's why, like how Clanky said earlier, the wires get mixed up, because, like, I got Pac-Man,
and not just because there's so many wires needed to play this game.
Exactly, so...
Yeah.
But this is one of the best multiplayer games ever made because it's so simple, it's so much fun. You can honestly, like, just play it for hours, just sort of, like, get into, like, a tune of, like, where it's, like, either you're heavily communicating with your players or just casually having fun discussing what's going on in your lives while you're just playing Pac-Man Versus. And it's, like, it's so simple that it allows you to do that while also being really fun. And
I've never heard of that game.
Also, Mario's in it.
Is my god, the voice acting, how could I forget? Mario's like the announcer. He's not like in it, but like he's the one saying everything that's going on. So he goes like when Pac-Man like eats a power pellet and it wants to warn the ghosts, you hear fucking Super Mario go, Pac-Man ate the power pellet.
It's the funniest thing
good
in the world.
So good.
And I think I may have said that phrase, either that or Pac-Man got the flute, more than 100 million times.
It's so silly.
That's it. That's the whole game. It's so simple.
Yeah. I mean, then on the other hand, you
All right,
have
Mick, you have bashed
the first
every
Mario
Mario
Kart game I ever played.
Game so unabashedly. You have come out and said that every other Mario Kart is shit in comparison to this. Here's your moment in the spotlight. Go.
So, I would like to correct that. I do not think every other Mario Kart game is shit. I just can't for the life of me understand why people find them fun to control.
Yeah, that's the same statement, Nick.
No. It's I don't understand it. Not that I think it's an objective. I think that Mario Kart Double Dash controls better than almost any other racing game out there. It is one of the only racing games that I can play and be like, okay, this feels natural and fun to control. At least car racers, with the exception of SRB2K, but it's not a 3D game, and its physics are kind of different. Whatever. On a point. Anyway, I find almost every other mainstream kart racer to be floaty and disconnected. I don't feel like I actually have control over the car. I feel like I'm giving suggestions to the car. The exception is Double Dash, which the cars have a certain weight to them, and I feel like I can actually, play the game. Likewise, holding multiple items makes sense and is fun because you have to swap, racers. And also, and this is the best bit about Double Dash. You can do co-op where one person is in the car and the other person throws items, and you switch back and forth.
I'd like to also mention in that co-op, if you don't have an item, you can press either L or R, and it doesn't do anything other than swerve the car either to the left or the right.
You're intended to use it to like knock opponents that are next to you, but like if the back player is just like bored, they can absolutely fuck over the driver's day for no reason.
It's so funny.
I gotta ask, and I know you all are just gonna say yes, it does, but does it really make a difference?
Yes.
Wait,
yes,
what
it
makes
does.
a difference?
What?
Like this double mechanic. Like, yeah, you have two racers and one of them drives and one of them throws items. But in other Mario Kart, you drive and throw the items with one character.
Okay, all right. But hear me out. In Double Dash, you can strategize your item placement, or your when you use items so much more because you have the ability to switch. And Double Dash also has the characters that have their own special abilities, or special items rather. So like you can.
You can hold the items in those games too.
No. But
you can't.
It's not the same because I'm sorry, Nick.
No, it's fine. No. You Clanky, you can go because you're gonna say Zach's point, and you'll probably say it better than I can.
Clanky, be nominated. Okay. We can all talk about it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But anyway, Double Dash is good because, like, when you hold the items, like, you can switch it so your person who's, like, normally throwing the items becomes the driver, and they're holding the item. And now you have a held item, basically, that you don't have to use right away, and you can, like, go into the item boxes with the other character that doesn't have an item, and then use those items that you get, and, like, actually use them, instead of having to hold on to the item. You know, God, does that make sense? Like, I don't know if that makes sense.
It's extra. There's an extra loop that's involved in storing items in Double Dash as opposed to other Mario Kart games. Though I feel honestly the double mechanic makes more of a difference when you take into account the special items.
And then the fact that characters have special items, like, it sucks that I guess, like, the triple
which I
shell...
just think is a way to lock items behind characters.
But that makes the game more fun.
It makes it more interesting. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because then your characters have more, like, there's a reason to choose, like, Toadette over Baby Mario, or like fucking Koopa over Bowser Jr. or something. Like,
also,
it makes...
Also, Toad is an unlockable character. Like, what crazy wavelength are they on where they made Toad the unlockable character?
Dude, in Mario Golf on N64, Mario was an unlockable character.
That also, Petey Piranha was an unlockable character in...
Petey Piranha.
That never happened again.
Yeah, Petey Piranha and Boo.
Yeah, King Boo.
King Boo, that's right.
Because love the deal. Petey Piranha and King Boo are my two favorite villains in Mario.
The thing that we're
can't have one without the other.
The thing that we're glossing over is that this is Toadette's first video game ever. I love Toadette. Oh. She's great. Not like that. Shut up. I just love the character.
Double Dash.
Sorry, we all know what you meant.
Okay. Yeah. No.
I won't post the pictures of the body pillow.
Oh, thank God. I view Toadette like a little sister. You know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Does she guard the pantry?
Yes.
Photoshop Toadette.
That's why you.
That's euphemism.
That sounds like a euphemism.
Yeah. Hey, she guards my pantry.
I need to make a quick call to communicate.
Yeah, I think I need to learn to communicate right now because y'all being weird as fuck.
Oh,
Say something controversial to diverge the topic of conversation. Mario Kart Double Dash. I can get behind everything Mario Kart Double Dash does, except for how it controls. So
I
It's a theme this Yearlies.
I feel like when I'm playing Double Dash, I am riding a wooden jalopy that's gonna fall apart at any moment. Like, I feel like I feel like an out of control. I feel like I'm riding on one of the wild boars from Crash Bandicoot. Like, I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing, and I'm on a drug-fueled rampage, and I'm just gonna crash into walls.
Can I just say it's so funny. It's so funny because that's how I feel about every other Mario Kart game.
Wow.
I don't feel like I'm able to control other Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Graham.
When people watch these, this is why they're watching it, because we have so wildly different opinions on, like, certain, like, aspects of a game. You can love the same game, but there's so many times where we'll be like, I love this element and I hate this element, and it'll, like, switch for the person.
That is me and mixed friendship in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's spreading.
Yeah, it's happened to me and Mick this time. So.
Yeah. Oh no, I love that it's happening. I'm just kind of, the thing is, I could start saying my opinions and then I'll just get right back into it. I want other people to be on the receiving end of this, because my Mario Kart Double Dash opinions are, I think, perfectly normal. I like some tracks. I don't like some tracks. The All Cup Tour needs to come back.
Yes, it does.
16 tracks is not a lot of tracks.
That was
and
that
the
way
double
until
mechanic
DS.
is fine. I would be happy if it came back. I also don't care if it comes back. Wario Coliseum is really good. DK Mountain is really, really good. Dino Jungle is really, really mean.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah.
It is a good Mario Kart game. It is a good Mario Kart game.
Okay.
It's the best Mario Kart game.
No, it's not.
It is the best Mario Kart game.
It's good.
It is the best Mario Kart game.
I quite like it, in fact.
It's fun.
Like the NES.
I just feel like every Mario Kart Double Dash track is in another Mario Kart game now, that there's like no reason to play this anymore.
No, there's a
reason.
Yes,
because it controls like Mario Kart. Double Dash
is the only Mario Kart game you can go back to. Like, it's the only. Why would you go back to any other Mario Kart game but Double Dash?
Yeah,
it's the only one you can go back to.
All right. We start with Graham again.
Fun fact: Mario Kart Double Dash is the only Mario Kart game I haven't played.
Damn.
So I'm voting
First
for
one
Mario
up.
Kart Double Dash.
Wow. Taylor.
I feel really bad because the one time I met Clanky, he lugged his entire GameCube and Game Boy Advance connectors over so we could play Pac-Man versus, and I had fun with it. I really did, but no.
Charlie.
Don't vote to appease anybody. Vote for your with your heart.
If I'm gonna play one of these games, if I have both of these games, and like these are the only games I have to play with friends, I'll probably play Double Dash.
Okay. Christian. Wow.
The other thing being that I will never have the components for Pac-Man versus. It is way too, it's way too complicated for.
It's like a LAN party.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing Pac-Man versus
Okay.
like a LAN party.
Yeah.
I
Christian.
really like Mario Kart Double Dash. In a sense, I feel like Double Dash is dwarfed for me a little bit by Mario Kart DS and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Say
No,
wait.
not Wii. Double Dash is
Fuck
better than Wii. But I really do like Double Dash. I have more fond memories of Pac-Man versus, and I'm going to be picking that.
Okay. Mick. Well,
Double Dash.
yeah. And Clanky.
I mean, like, I love Pac-Man versus, don't get me wrong, but there's no way I don't think there's any game here that'll make me vote against Double Dash. So it's Double Dash.
Just real quick. Best Double Dash track, worst Double Dash track.
Trash.
In my opinion, Wario Coliseum is the best. Sherbert Land is the worst.
I agree with Sherbert Land being the worst. And actually, you know what? Yeah, I Clanky, I 100% agree with you.
What about
yeah.
I'm also gonna.
Wow.
I'm also gonna agree. No. I'm definitely gonna agree with Sherbert being the worst. The best.
There are a lot of good ones to choose from, to be fair.
Yeah. Oh,
Underrated Mushroom Bridge, honestly.
Business
see
is
that.
getting done.
so when I was younger, my favorite was probably DK Mountain.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I should say though, I like the simplicity of Peach Beach. But then there's also a small psychotic part of me that loves Baby Park.
Oh, I
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
love.
Oh,
No, I
Baby
changed my
Baby
mind.
Park
Baby
is
Park
awesome.
is
so
I do
good.
like Baby Park.
Baby Park is
Yeah,
best
you know,
course. Entire
I always forget
franchise.
that Baby Park is amazing in Double Dash because of the way Double Dash works. Anyway, yeah, sorry. Again, we're talking again about these two games
No.
again.
It's okay. Baby
Yeah,
Park
it's
is the
because
best course of the
you love
franchise.
both of these two games. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving.
And look, we only have one entry for this next one, so.
Well, look, I'm not gonna throw
Mention
Spy
in an
Muppets out
entry.
for bathwater yet.
Okay, we have Kirby Air Ride, which is a Christian pick, versus, and hang on, let me get the image ready.
Actually, can Mick say what it is?
Yeah, can I go first?
Mick.
Oh.
No. Versus Spy Muppets Licensed to Croak, or the Muppets in Spy Muppets Licensed to Croak, which is a Mick pick. Who would like to go
Actually,
first?
Mick, before you
Can I go first? Can I go
Before
first?
you go, can I just tell you what I've learned
Yeah.
over the course of the conversations that I didn't care about during this year?
Yeah.
I think this is a Mega Man game.
Hold on.
I think you choose various villains to go after. and
Yeah.
then when you-
Okay. So let me explain. So
Go.
the Muppets in Spy Muppets
You have to
Licensed
say
to
the full
Croak
name.
Yeah.
is a James Bond parody minigame collection for the GBA, starring the Muppets.
Yes.
Kermit the Frog is Agent Frog, who takes his orders from Agent Patriot, played by Sam Eagle.
Sam the Eagle.
So you mentioned the thing about Mega Man, and that's sort of true. At least in
What?
where did you find that? What is that?
Is there hyper-realistic gore or something?
It's a penis.
Oh, well, okay, that's fair.
No,
Okay.
it's somebody's hand.
Look what I ripped off of Beaker, Kermit.
Anyway, yeah. So there are, so in the game there are three villains with a secret twist villain at the end.
Oh.
Oh, is it a twist? Wikipedia just gives 4.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's technically a twist.
The villain is Ray Liotta from Muppets from Space.
Yeah. So
Tell me versus-
so the three villains are The three villains are Piggy Galore,
Yes,
Doctor
of course.
Nose, and King
Mhm.
Prawn.
Beautiful.
Who's
Each
Dr. Nose?
Dr.
Gonzo.
Nose, Gonzo.
Oh, incredible.
In each of them, you team up with Agent Frog teams up with a special backup agent. Agent against Piggy Galore, you team up with Agent R, played by Animal.
Yes.
Agent Triple F, played by Fozzie.
Of course.
And then finally, Agent Rodent, played by Rizzo the Rat.
Yes.
Now, every single one of these starts with the same mini game, where you must fix a vehicle. Then it is a chase segment.
Fix a vehicle.
Then it is in almost all of these, with one exception. In two of them, you have to just throw things at things. Except for against King Prawn, in which it's an underwater level.
Oh.
Nick,
And then the boss fights.
how much research did you do on this game in between
What do you think?
the amount
What
of time?
do you think I would? What do you think I've been doing this entire time? Okay. I've been watching. I watched a 30-minute long play in the background. Okay.
Oh my god.
Anyway, once you beat all three, all three of the main villains, it's suddenly revealed that Agents B and B, Dr. Bunsen and Beaker, are actually Statler and Waldorf in disguise.
What?
No way.
And then you build a giant robot and fight them.
That's amazing.
Then they build a giant robot and fight them. Sorry, I misspoke.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a mini game collection. There's
Okay.
and in theory there are 13 mini games. In practice, 3 of those mini games are the same mini game.
Yeah.
Wikipedia says
God.
15.
Fix a vehicle.
So yeah, that's Spy Muppets licensed to Croak.
How the fuck
And
am I
it
gonna
sounds
follow that up?
delectable.
Incidentally, do you guys want to know who made this game?
It's been 8 minutes.
TDK?
KG
No,
Inafune?
this game was made by Vicarious Visions.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm bad at
it's
this,
really
I'm
funny.
sorry.
Sonic Heroes was replaced by Spy Muppets licensed to Croak, and I don't feel like Kirby Air Ride's chances have gone up at all. So,
Wait, really?
we're gonna try.
Really? Yeah.
We're gonna try our best.
What?
So,
Pretty sure everyone here is nostalgic for this one.
is anyone here not familiar with Kirby Air Ride?
No.
Graham, you don't
I
know
think
what it is?
I am familiar. I have played it. I have
Okay,
never owned
so-
it, but I have played it.
I'm not going to bother talking about Air Ride or Top Ride. I actually do think those modes are both fine for what they are. They're like 30-minute distractions. You know, the game's perfectly reasonable with those in. But let's talk about City Trial, okay?
Yeah.
Let's talk about
I
City
respect this choice.
Trial. Yeah, because City Trial is
Let's not dick around.
City Trial is probably for me tied with the Chow Garden for the best, or Chow Garden from Sonic Adventure 2 specifically. Has the best optional mode in any game ever made, ever. And you all know what City Trial is, so I'm not going to explain it. What makes City Trial great, you can actually see everything that makes City Trial great by looking at Smash Run from Smash 3DS. A similarly good mode, but lacking in a couple areas, and seeing why Smash Run fails where City Trial succeeds. In City Trial, you know, you can interact with everyone who's playing the game at all times. I could just see, oh, Clanky's across the map, I don't know, getting legendary ship parts or something. I'm just gonna go over there and just
Kill him!
bully him for the entire game. And I could just do that. And it's like, you know, there's nothing, like, you can just, the entire map is accessible from the entire map, and there's things to learn about the map. The map, like, has not necessarily, like, text, lore, or anything like that, but implicit things about the map that if you know these things, you will have better odds of winning. Like how, okay, legendary ship parts are more likely to appear in red boxes by the beaches and undergrounds. They're more likely to appear in those areas. If I break the giant star rod in the center of the city, a bunch of power-ups are going to come spilling out of it, and then that'll be that'll be that. There's so much hidden details. That little compartment in the city hall is gonna open up maybe, possibly, during a match, and you can get a bunch of upgrades before anyone else does.
Maybe items will start bouncing. Jordan, if the music for this isn't item bounce, you're fired!
That's where we go into the randomness of City Trial.
I'll get my coat.
How every game of City Trial you play is completely, will be different from each other because of the random events that occur. Bouncing items, characters from other Kirby games coming around to fuck shit over, a giant UFO, meteors that kill you instantly, the stations being set on, the grind stations being set on fire,
Giant bird!
There's just one event that everyone hates, where it cranks all of your air ride machines up to maximum speed, and then you just have to fly around at 1,000,000 miles an hour for the next a minute and 30 seconds. That's and then at the end of all of it, you play a random minigame, which you can actually see a prediction of, possibly, during the City Trial match. You play a random minigame, and that could be drag races, that could be beating up a bunch of enemies, beating up your friends, target flight, or, I think it is actually target flight, which is one of the best minigames in the whole package. There's one where you beat the shit out of King Dedede, and this was my first Kirby game, so I didn't know who the fuck King Dedede was. So I was like, what the fuck is a Dedede?
It's the name you should know.
Yeah, I didn't know any of it.
No, I thought that was Kirby.
So yeah, and one last thing that makes Kirby Air Ride, and I'll wrap this up here, that makes Kirby Air Ride truly special, is the implementation of a Sakurai favorite, the achievement wall. Basically, you have these walls, these cubes, this grid-based pattern, and you can do literally basically anything in your City Trial game, and you will get an achievement for it. And these achievements can unlock different Kirby colors you can play as, different cars you can use during the free play mode. It can unlock different mini-games entirely, I believe. End of City Trial minigames. It unlocks a bunch of different things. And these unlocks, this achievement wall also applies to Air Ride and Top Ride. How in Air Ride you can unlock the ability to play as Meta Knight and King Dedede, and they are badass because they just kill everything instantly. This is my favorite racing game. And
his favorite mode is the one where you don't race.
Well, you can race at the end if you do a drag race.
That's my thing, is City Trial could be up to 5 minutes and here's just 20-second drag race. And I'm not complaining, it's great.
Yeah. You can also get a regular race in a regular Air Ride map, actually, which makes Air Ride even more obsolete. But
yeah. So, Air Ride and Top Ride are fine. I think one of the things you neglected to mention, Christian, that's great about this is all the carts in this game, they have really different game feel.
Yeah, that's part of the randomness of it, is that you can find and commandeer different cars to sort of tackle while you're in stage.
Some fly better, some hit harder, some you can't boost. Some are just some are bad. Actually,
I love the cart that doesn't boost. I love that thing. It's my little cart.
One of the carts is just it slips. It's just slippery.
That one sucks. Or there's the one where you just can't turn at all.
Yeah. Or there's the one where you have to hold down the button to turn.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird.
Yeah. And it's all controlled with one button.
Jeez.
Just the A button. It's pretty great. So, fun story about this game.
Okay. And then let this be the last note before we vote. But yeah, fun story.
Game Facts, I don't know if they still do this, but they had this thing called a bounty program, where if a popular game doesn't have any walkthroughs written for it, they'll pay you money to write a guide. So I spent one summer in the vineyard, and it was just me and Kirby's Air Ride. I'm gonna write a walkthrough for Kirby's Air Ride, and I got to 2 paragraphs before I realized that this was impossible, because you
don't know how to read.
Well, it's try writing a guide describing how to race on a track in Air Ride. It's okay, so we're in the desert level. So what you're going to do first is you're going to go straight. Then you're going to keep going straight. Then you're going to turn right. And then you can go this way, but you can also go this way. So you're going to turn right again. And that was my thing. It's I just wrote out GPS directions, and I'd be playing the game, and I'd pause every 5 seconds. Okay, so for this part you go straight. Okay, for this part you go straight. I see. Okay, for this part, you go straight some more. That was my experience, and then I'm like, oh shit, I have to do this for 3 modes with like 100 achievements in each. It's never gonna happen. This is not worth $25.
$25. I'd do it for
Well,
free.
Waka.
By the way, have you guys seen Masahiro Sakurai's YouTube channel? He just did a video on this, and he wanted to make a casual racing game based around drifting because his hobby is not playing video games. His hobby is driving.
Yeah, that tracks.
Hot tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a great
Alright,
game.
fun. Oh well, we can move on to the votes now.
They should make a
Yes,
sequel.
we should probably do that.
Yeah.
We start with Grant.
Look. As much as I love
Graham.
the Muppets,
Okay.
You're really doing Spy Muppets.
you have no idea how much I would watch the shit out of a Muppet Sherlock Holmes now that it's all public domain.
Really?
Yes.
Yes, you have no idea.
No, I just didn't know that you among us were a Muppets fan.
I mean, you know I am.
I know you are. I didn't think we had 2.
You have 3. I love the Muppets.
4.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm the only one.
My axe.
All right. Well, Christian and I will.
You're right.
Kirby,
So, yes.
Kirby, he's the star of the show. Kirby, he's the one you should know.
Okay.
Come on, you think he's got max movement?
All right. Taylor.
Make a quick phone call.
Oh my
Beep,
god.
boop, boop, beep.
That's 3.
It's the fire department.
I
Is there
didn't-
no end to this running gag?
I didn't call anyone for this bit. I didn't ask anyone to do
Yeah,
this
I was gonna
with
be
me.
like, was I supposed to yes and hello?
No. I just wanted to make a phone call. It's Kirby's Air Ride. It's Kirby
Okay.
Air Ride. It's Jeff Bezos's funny trip on stars. I don't know.
Christian.
Hold on a second, I have to make a call. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep.
Hello.
Hello? Me? Kirby Air Ride.
Okay.
Waka.
That joke was way funnier.
Nick.
Big
Mick.
Mick.
Spy Muppets Legends to Croak.
I'll fucking kill you when you stay.
I can't believe it.
I'll fucking slay you.
Clanky.
Oh, I mean, it's absolute. Air Ride is a game I wish I played more of.
Okay.
So,
Well-
do you remember that time where you and I just kept calling
I have
Christian
that clip. Hang on.
and we're like, listen, we're gonna kill one of the hostages. and then we called him back and we just played a gunshot sound effect and hung up.
Is there no end to this running gag?
Is there no end to this running gag?
Is there no
Thank
end
God
to
I
this
have that
running
one.
gag?
Is there no end to this running gag?
Anyway,
I have a question about that bit. What was the running gag?
the running gag was that somebody would call. I'll send you the full clip after this, but someone would call Muppet Studios, and it would like something would come out of it. Or, smoke would come out of it.
It'd be like, he'd like call up and then smoke would emanate from the
Yeah.
from
Hey,
the phone
Fozzie, who's
receiver.
that? The
And
fire
Fonzie
department.
would go, fire department.
Yeah.
It's that sort of stuff.
I believe this is the technical term for this is a running gag. Okay, final match of the first round.
Voted for Spy Muppets.
Also, just
Final
quick
match.
little note, how much a Muppet fan I am. This past year, I saw Muppet Vision 3D in Disney World.
One of my
Which-
favorites.
Muppet Vision is so good.
I love Muppet Vision.
I like how they have like actual like Statler and Waldorf in the balcony, not
Yes.
just like a
Me
screen
too.
or anything. It's so good.
It's a call to salute to all countries, but mostly America. All right, the last one we have in the first round. We have Crash Nitro Kart, which is a Mick pick, versus Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, which is a Clanky pick.
Because even though it's a Clanky pick, I'd like to go first.
Well, okay. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
So Crash Nitro Kart is a great game I don't remember. Wind Waker is my favorite Zelda game. And it's for so many reasons. I have so many reasons why I love this game. First of all, this is like the first Zelda game where you have a Link who has a way more personal stake in the quest than Rescue Zelda. Basically, this is your worst birthday ever. You're You had it. I'm assuming Link got drunk and got hungover because he's sleeping on on the balcony of a lighthouse or something. He's sleeping on a plank of wood. He clearly had a rough go of it. He has to fucking dress up in the fucking Link suit, which he clearly hates, to have a very uncomfortable dinner with like the 3 kids on the island, one of which constantly has a running nose and is stalking you. And then your sister gets kidnapped by a giant bird. And that's this Link. He's so much more charming because he's so much more like just a kid, just a boy who got roped into this. And on top of that, there are so many fun side characters. There's Nico, the little pirate. There's Tetra, the regular pirate. There's Gonzo, a big pirate.
Gonzo?
There is a big pirate named Gonzo. It also has one of the better companions. Like, people complain about how companions in Zelda aren't good. This one has a talking boat named the King of Red Lions, and he's a pretty cool dude because he doesn't talk very much. Combat feels really good. Some people argue that this game is just parry to win, and I don't care if that's true. Parrying feels really good. You like curve behind your enemy, you slash open their armor, you realize that the enemy you're fighting is a big dog, and then you kill him. But the big thing about this game that I love is the interconnected relationship that this game has with its 49 explorable islands. I think it's exhilarating. Every island has a talking merman, and feed them a little bit of bait, and they tell you small secrets about each island, and they feel really small, but they have huge impact. It makes the world feel connected in like a puzzly sort of way, without really feeling like it's an open world. Instead, it's way more densely packed with a little secret around every corner. Oh, sail to this little area, giant octopus! Multiple giant octopi! Hunt a giant you hunt a ghost ship. You go to one of the mermen. The merman's like, hey, if you come to this part of the island when the moon is at this phase, you might see something creepy. And then you like find the ghost ship. You're like, oh, how do I get on this crazy ghost ship? Oh, I got to find this other island with the chart that lets me get on it. These kinds of secret relationships feel so cool to discover. Earn the deed to a haunted cabana. Get really mad at the lady who gave you the deed to the haunted cabana. Yeah, there's just this great layer of mysteries to be uncovered. Navigating the sea, I feel like feels really special and really atmospheric, and the Wii U version only made it better because it was a little slow in the GameCube version, but now it's the perfect speed. I love the bosses in this game. Clanky knows that the bosses in this game are great because one of the bosses in this game is his favorite. Also has one of my favorite depictions of Ganon. I think that the final confrontation in this game really, really, really special. The music, soup. You just get soup. Your grandma makes you soup, and it's really, really delicious, and it doubles your attack and completely fills your health. It's the most legendary soup. Play single player Battleship. Sort mail. Break a rich man's pots. Lose money for breaking a rich man's pots.
You could start a family. Thank you.
Break a thief and probable murderer out of prison. These are all things you do. And all of this is saying nothing about how pretty the game looks. People, we've had the cell shading discussion. I'm not going to have the cell shading discussion. It just looks incredible. And I think what they had before looked stupid. Also, you can collect figurines, collectible sculpting figurines of every single enemy and non-player character in this game. Every single one. There's like over 300 character models. You take a picture of them, you take them to the sculptor named Karlov, and he just makes you a figurine, and you can collect them all. Don't do it, but you can. I love this game.
So Crash Nitro Kart, I actually don't really know what to say about it. Because what? Well, so here's the thing about Crash Nitro Kart. It was the first video game I played, really.
It was the first video game.
No, okay, yeah, no.
Mr. Matt Pong.
I bought I played computer games before that. But I got a GameCube for Christmas one year. And the first game I got for it was Crash Nitro Kart. Don't really know why, but did. It in many ways was kind of did Mario Kart 8 before Mario Kart 8 in terms of like they had anti-gravity tracks. Like that, like this game had those. It had games where you were like on the ceiling and like driving at a 90-degree angle. Like it had all of those things. Also, the plot of the game is Crash, his gang, and what's going on? Dr. Cortex and his gang are both kidnapped by a evil space emperor who forces them to race in a kart racing tournament, or otherwise he will destroy the planet. That's the premise.
Not too different from the first game's premise, but
yeah, no, of course not.
That I took notice. I played this on the Game Boy a lot more. Nick, in the process of talking about this game, I did remember one thing, and you'll be able to tell me if this is true.
Yeah.
Is one of the boss battles just 2 mimes?
Apparently it is.
I thought so.
Oh, hang on a minute. Here a sec.
Fine.
Come on, mime is money.
Okay, apparently this is the best image I can get of them, but yes.
Yep, that's them.
Those dudes.
Meet Norm.
And McDonald?
That's the best bit. He is Norm. They may look like 2 mimes, but they are in fact 1.
But that's the thing, right? Like, isn't it like 1 mime that like splits into 2 mimes?
Yep, that's exactly the case.
I don't know why, but like I just had an epiphany. Like, wait, this is the one thing I remember that sets this apart from every other Crash racing game. The 2 mimes.
Yep. In terms of some of the other bosses they introduce are Crunk, who is a gorilla. And they introduce one of the best characters, Nash, who is he's a land shark. Well, let me clarify. He's a water shark who wears scuba gear so he can breathe on land. He's also it's implied like a cyborg as well because Coco hacks him. And it's weird. Anyway.
Yeah, I remember this game being really good. I just feel like now that I've played Nitro Fueled, which has all of the tracks from this game in it, I don't have a lot of reason to go back and play this.
I haven't played that, so.
No, we didn't have enough controllers.
Besides,
I was just taking mine.
Besides, the game was released for the N-Gage. Like, it got released on the N-Gage.
Wait, what?
You could play Crash Nitro Kart on the N-Gage.
Why are you saying it like that?
Because the N-Gage.
The Ouya.
You can start an N-Gage.
Also, one last thing.
It's me, Joseph Molly.
Guess what company made the game?
Vicarious Visions.
Yeah, Vicarious Visions.
Yeah. Great.
You say that like we should be like shocked, but like, does Vicarious Visions have any trend?
Spy Muppets licensed to Croak.
Well, you got me. Man, Jordan, you really just have this pasted on and ready to send, don't you?
Literally, yeah. But that one, I literally was getting it ready as the second he said it, and I'm like, yes.
Well, I was gonna bring it up during the voting, but me and Clanky has been gracious enough to allow me to play through Windwaker on his Wii U. We made it up to like the 3rd boss, I think, and then we got distracted by like other things. Like,
yeah.
Oh, that's still the timeline.
The Cuphead DLC was so fucking hard that it like took up a bunch of extra time, and then
yeah, fuck that final boss.
That final boss. Oh my fucking gosh. Yeah, we'll get back to it.
Yeah.
Because I do enjoy the game quite a bit. I'll get to that in the vote.
All right. So the voting, Graham is still first.
I really, I probably will love Wind Waker. I have the GameCube disc. I'm not sure how well it works because sometimes I've like played it. I've gotten like the error message and there's like a slight, I think, a scratch on it, so I think I have to bring it in to get restored or something. But yeah, Wind Waker is like one of like my top Zelda games that I want to play.
Or just buy a Wii U.
No, never buy a
Not
Wii U.
buying a Wii U for
Buy a Wii
one
U.
game.
Instead
I
of
know.
Wii U, you should buy crack. That's a much better use of your money.
Am I gonna have to cut that too,
No,
Christian?
don't cut that. I actually am 100% serious.
Hang on, I'm gonna call my drug dealer.
Lord of the
I
Rings,
didn't bring
Return
that,
of the
Jordan.
King.
No, it's okay.
yeah.
I have a crack problem, and I want everyone to know it.
Okay. Well, Taylor,
Yeah,
you're up.
like my chiropractor like cracked my back like the wrong way.
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
real.
problem, huh?
My chiropractor.
Taylor, vote.
You know, as fun as it would be to vote for two mimes, Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker is the Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker.
It certainly is. Christian.
I'm really not a big Legend of Zelda fan, but there have been a select few Zelda games that I'm willing to give like a lot of praise to because I consider
Dual
them to be, like,
mimes.
genuinely amazing games. You know, I brought up Majora's Mask in 2000s, and I didn't say as much as I wanted to say about Breath of the Wild back when it showed up in 2017, but I know when I play that I'm going to adore that game.
Yeah.
But I feel like out of both of those, honestly, the Wind Waker is going to end up probably being my favorite one, I think.
Wow.
So I'm going to
Yes.
vote for that.
Okay.
Correct.
Mick.
Mimes.
And
No, correct, yeah.
wait, so
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Wind Waker is my second favorite Zelda game, so I'm
Okay.
voting for Wind Waker.
His
4-1.
first one is Zelda's Adventure on CDI.
Actually, no, it's Link in the Wand of... No, wait, no, that's the other one. Fuck, whatever, I don't
That's-
give a shit. Joke's over.
Okay. All right, we move on to the losers bracket. Our first matchup here is Toontown Online versus Casino Inc. Unless there's anything else to say, the voting order has shifted.
I'm
And now
scared.
Taylor starting.
When I saw this bracket, I was like, okay, so Toontown's gonna lose to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I'm gonna try, but it's gonna happen. But Casino Inc. is just some Game Boy Advance gambling game, obviously. So it's gonna lose in the losers bracket, and now I don't know. And I'm terrified that I don't know. In fact, I actually know exactly how this is going to go, and that's why I'm terrified. Because my favorite thing is about to get knocked off here, and it hurts. So please vote for Toontown Online.
Okay.
For the children.
For the children. That is your vote, Christian.
I gotta be honest, I just don't like MMOs. I'm gonna vote for Casino Inc.
You also
Okay.
just started an MMO.
I don't like it. I don't
Wait,
like
really?
it.
Clanky.
I'm not having
No, wait,
fun
no,
right now
not
with
Clanky.
it. But we'll get into that
Um,
some other time.
It's Mick.
Casino Inc.
Okay. Clanky.
Casino Inc.
And Graham.
Man, Casino Royale, am I right?
I knew as soon as I heard the votes for Casino Inc., I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be a 4-1, isn't it?
And so it was.
Casino Inc. is a very good game.
Okay. Well,
The most important meal of the day, serving it up Gary's way, black.
blah.
This is the Yearlies meltdown. It has to happen once a year.
Yeah, it does. Hey, if
It's
that's
totally
the one that you're
justified.
melting down here, the next one is one that I think I'm a little worried about, and it is Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy versus Simpsons Hit and Run. And Hit and Run isn't even in my wild card. I'm still worried about it, and I didn't even play it that often. Any thoughts on these before we vote?
I do like Hit and Run. There should be more
Okay.
maps.
Yeah.
They just use the same ones twice.
I think the 3 maps that they have, I think that they're big enough to justify it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Also, remember that one level where you play as Apu?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Wait, why did I say
For
that?
no
I don't
reason.
remember.
Like
He
Homer,
is
Bart,
Apu.
Maggie. I was almost gonna say Shaggy.
Like.
Wait, Homer, Bart, Lisa, and
Santa's little helper.
I'm voting for The Simpsons.
And Greg.
Okay.
Can
So
I
I guess we'll
do one last thing that I don't know
Yeah.
if it'll sway any like Star Wars the Star Wars fans here. When your character when you're creating a character, you can choose to play. You can choose to play as a human, or you can play as a Rodian, the same species as Greedo. You could play as a Keldor, the same species as Plo Koon.
And you play as a droid.
In the multiplayer, you can. That's the whole thing. There's multiplayer. It's like still going on, thriving.
Thriving, Graham.
Yes, like there's mods for it that have been like released recently. Like people very much still are playing this game.
Okay.
Thriving, Graham.
Compared to Toontown, yeah.
Toontown is thriving.
Oh, shots fired.
Fired.
Oh
How
my
many people are
goodness.
playing Jedi Knight Academy every day?
Graham.
Also, Toontown's
The
dead already.
servers are still up for Jedi Academy.
Yeah, so are Toontowns, just not
the
Disney's.
official ones.
All right.
Right as it was kicked off too. The
Taylor,
absolute-
I assume you're voting for Hit and Run.
Oh, I said I did, but yeah.
Yeah, but as we start the
Well,
voting
yeah, no, now it's
properly.
personal. Now I really want to destroy
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Okay. Christian.
I was originally going to say this is a tough decision to come back to me, but then I reread the title of the Star Wars game and realized it wasn't KOTOR. So The Simpsons Hit and Run.
Okay. Mick.
Jedi Knight.
Clanky.
This one's really tough.
Mm-hmm.
Two properties I really love. One from a game that I know I enjoy, one that I'm not sure I'll enjoy. So I guess I gotta go with the one I know I enjoy, which is Hit and Run.
Yeah, and Graham for posterity.
Oh no.
Why can't we be friends?
We might hear that song yet again.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, time for some more orchestral Graham renditions, because Lord of the Rings: Return of the King versus Pac-Man V's.
How the fuck you know Lord of the Rings is gonna lose?
Because
I
it
don't
is.
know. Maybe Graham will just do the theme anyway, because it's a good theme. Anything on these, or can we just go right into Taylor?
One of my favorite moments of Pac-Man versus
These.
Clanky can attest to these, is us playing Pac-Man versus and ordering specifically a specific Domino's meal that involved, correct me if I'm wrong, cinnamon twists, two pizza pies,
The $20 deal. Let's go.
cinnamon twists, two pizza
Get
pies,
two
and
medium,
Parmesan
one
bites.
topping pizzas, a 16-piece Parmesan bread bites, an order of Cinesticks, and a 2-liter Coke for only $19.99.
So now I
Christian.
intrinsically relay Pac-Man
Domino's
versus
aren't gonna
to
help
cinnamon
you.
twists.
Christian, remember the time that Taylor had graduated, and then we called him up at 1 o'clock in the morning and asked him to buy us cheesy bread?
I remember exactly where I was.
I remember. Yeah.
We were in Graham's dorm, I think. So
Yeah, we were.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's my friends who I haven't heard from in a while.
Oh, they're calling me. What a nice surprise. You know, we usually communicate via text, which I hate doing. But my good friend has decided to call me on the phone. Oh, all of my friends are here. What's that? Buy me cheesy bread? Go fuck yourself.
You should have called me. I would have done it.
fuck yeah, I'm doing that next time.
I mean, I was employed back then, so. All right. We start with Taylor.
Listen, I respect the hell out of food nostalgia picks. And while I don't necessarily have one, actually, I do technically have Shake Shack association with this. Pac-Man Cross Dead Mouth Bird is I enjoyed the time I played with it, and I can almost guarantee you I would never enjoy a Lord of the Rings game.
Cross dead mouth birds is just...
I don't even
You know what I
know
meant.
how you begin to describe that.
Like it's like it's like you look at it on its side in the
I
same
know,
way that
right?
you look at Final Fantasy Hruf, and
Yeah.
Honestly, to me, that says less than Snake. So, checkmate.
Christian.
I'm not buying you cheesy bread, Christian.
I never thought you would. Pac-Man versus.
Okay.
Well, I was going to, and then the pandemic happened.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Okay. Clanky.
Vote for Lord of the Rings.
No, it's going to Pac-Man V's.
And Graham. Told you.
You know the thing is that he keeps getting cut off like midway through the song.
So it's like the DVD skipping. It's perfect.
Now you know how I feel whenever I try and do hello and welcome to the Yearlies. I get to edit it, and it's just Yearlies.
I don't deny
So
that.
next up we have Spot.
I'd like to make a proposal.
Yes.
Whatever Mick votes for, we all have to vote for.
A bold proposition, but no.
Spy Muppets licensed to Croak versus Crash Nitro Kart. I had to do the thing, even though I just said it to him. Anything to say about either of these?
I liked it better when Spy Muppets licensed to Croak was a Mega Man game.
How much do you all like a good laugh? That's what this is going to come down to. That's what this is all coming down to.
Then you should have voted for Puss.
This is it. This is if the Puss round was real.
Oh yeah. If
No,
Christian
it's not.
was kinder.
If the Puss round was real, Puss would have made it past round 1.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I guess Puss is actually kind of a good game. So
yeah.
That's fair.
Okay. So is Spy Muppets licensed to Croak, we think.
Can
Oh, it's
None of
not.
us have played it. But...
We had at least one person for Puss. I don't think all of us can confirm that. Any of us.
So
could.
is Spy Muppets could be the new Alien Isolation for all we know.
Jordan,
Yes.
you mean well.
I know I do. Well, Taylor, it's your vote.
I keep forgetting that. Yeah. No, I played Crash Nitro Kart. Fuck Spy Muppets license to Croak. Who the fuck put that stupid shitty game on this bracket?
Hey. I could have made it my wild card pick.
No, you couldn't have. I would have vetoed it.
You don't have that power. We could unveto it.
My girlfriend is SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom,
Does she live in
and she
Canada?
works at Nintendo.
Christian.
I'm gonna be voting for Crash Nitro Kart.
I don't actually have negative opinions towards Spy Muppets license to Croak.
I know.
It
You're
made me
good.
laugh, and it gave me a good funny.
Mick, what are you voting for?
Come back to me.
Oh. Clanky.
I mean, but it would be really funny if I voted for Spy Muppets
It
licensed
would.
to
It'd be
Croak.
great.
Yeah.
Sorry, I found out the full name of this game is Jim Henson's The Muppets in Spy
Yeah.
Muppets licensed to Croak.
Featuring Dante from Devil May Cry. Yes.
And Knuckles.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on, I got
Based
to
on the
give
novel
it to
pushed by
Crash.
Sapphire.
Hey guys, what the fuck is this pose Kermit is doing? Like we're all looking at it, but like what is this hand gesture?
This is the
Like-
only thing they
Yes,
can
hand.
achieve with the Kermit puppet. It's the only thing they could possibly do.
Like
Yes,
he's
yeah.
a spy, but it looks like he's doing an interpretive dance.
Yeah, spies do that.
Do they?
It's definitely
Yeah.
supposed to be of sort of like a parody, like the mid-walk turn, shoot at the camera kind of.
Yeah.
But they didn't have a gun, so they have him awkwardly holding
Sunglasses.
glasses.
So he's saying like he's just saying hi.
Anyway, Graham.
Yeah.
Spy Muppets licensed to Croak.
Well, it'll
And-
go down
Listen.
swinging.
He's the guy who put Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's World Championship over the Nexus on here. It's fine.
But I didn't vote for it.
Spy Muppets licensed to Croak.
You're right. You
Okay.
didn't vote for it. He's absolutely right.
I take it
Graham
back. Crash Nitro Kart.
Oh, but I just
It
sent
was
it
almost
there.
the
Right,
two.
I'll fix it. Because I put the votes in, and then Mick said wait, and then I had to redo the votes.
Yeah.
So
It's all good now. So
okay, round 2.
let's do it.
Well, it looks like Spy Muppets has croaked.
And now,
Listen, it was gonna be Sonic Heroes, and we would actually have an argument.
now, ladies and gentlemen,
So I was prepared
For
to
the
go
time.
fucking guns
I
blazing.
would have voted for Crash Nitro Kart still.
It wouldn't necessarily have been in the losers bracket.
Look, we'll talk about Sonic Heroes when we get to Sonic Heroes. Let's
We'll
not
talk about
get
Sonic
to it
Heroes
yet.
next year.
Yeah.
Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic versus Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Anything about either of these two?
Again, did you say Superstar just now?
I
Or
said
am I just-
Superstar.
Okay, I'm just hearing the stews as stews.
You're hearing what you want to hear.
I know.
You're
I don't
hungry for
think I-
stew.
You have like ear dyslexia. I don't know if there's a term for that.
You have ear object permanence.
Listen,
The voting order has shifted, and it's now Christian's turn.
As enchanted as I am by KOTOR, I am probably still going to give this one to Superstar Saga.
Okay. Mick.
KOTOR.
Clanky.
KOTOR will probably have it over Superstar Super Duper dudes after I play it, but I gotta give it to Superstar Saga.
Oh,
Got it.
oh thank God.
Graham.
I will let. No, I was gonna think of like a quote, but it wouldn't make sense.
I am your father.
Star Wars. Count Dooku.
General Kenobi.
Every time Star
Hello
Wars
there.
wins or loses, Graham makes an unrelated Star Wars quote.
You know, Jordan, until you said the Obi and Kenobi, I was pretty sure you were going to say Conolingus.
No.
General
that comes later.
Conolingus.
For once, yes. For once, I was going with the Star Wars joke, and
Oh, it's short.
Taylor.
Jordan, you won't understand what I'm voting for because you don't know the music of Superstar Saga, but
He probably could have guessed.
So you're voting for Town Called Malice by The Jam? Nick gets it.
Hold on a second.
Yeah,
Looks to
that's-
Superstar's soundtrack.
I should have.
Actually,
Why
no.
the fuck-
It's more like a Smith song, probably. I don't know. Either way,
What?
80s room.
Why is our bracket
it's-
nominated by Domino's?
Because Chisholm and Twists.
Wow, that actually worked out really well. I didn't intend for
Yeah.
that to be that way.
Yeah.
I
It's more like
assume
This
they're
Charming Man by the Smiths.
I'm assuming they're talking about like the tile-based
Yeah,
dominoes. and not-
Obviously.
I know.
Oh yeah, Jordan, I just realized you didn't put a movie quote for the description of this one. You should do that for the next one.
Fuck. I'll do that while
During
when I
this
have a
round.
second.
No,
Yeah,
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Fuck. All right.
If you don't do it,
It
you're
would have probably just
fired.
been fish. It would have been. It would have been fish are our friends, not food, probably.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah, because I love Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that more on a Pixar film release. But SimCity 4 versus SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom.
I've made my allegiance. Voting, right?
Yeah, it's you.
I've made my allegiances quite clear with this one. These cities aren't sim enough. We're going SpongeBob SquarePants.
Ooh. Mick.
Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Okay. Clanky.
I guess I'll give it to Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Graham.
SimCity 4.
And Taylor.
I put my cookie crumb in the magic wishing cell, made the magic wishing words, and in the morning I had lots of little cookie crumbs. I don't understand what happened. Did the cookie crumb disintegrate into smaller
Yes.
cookie crumbs?
Yes, that's exactly what
But
happens.
it's already a crumb.
It's a big crumb that disintegrated into little crumbs.
There's no big crumb.
Yeah. Just to
There
make your
are.
vote. Just make
Are
your
you
votes.
do you not understand how his size works?
No, I also lack object permanence. I'm all the
true.
things you want me to be, Mick, okay?
WarioWare Mega MicroGames versus Mario Kart Double Dash. I assume that was all a vote for the.
Yes, I voted for SpongeBob.
Yes, I figured. Okay, WarioWare Inc. Mega MicroGames versus Mario Kart Double Dash. Anything about either of these?
Both of these games are criminally short, but I think that they could both make a really fun afternoon. And I'll just say again, love Double Dash, and you all are. I know you're all going to vote for it anyways. But just remember, pretty much every track in Double Dash is in another Mario Kart. So you are playing Double Dash for its mechanics, which I know is
Yes.
why. I know that's why Mick
Yes.
is voting for it, and I know that's why Clanky is voting for it. But maybe Christian and Graham.
No.
Okay, cool. I'm
I
glad
think
we
you
do the yearlies. I'm
How
glad.
much I hate WarioWare.
All right.
I should just
Christian.
never talk.
No, just Christian.
I was about to make a Hamilton reference that would have been so mean.
What?
I was about to go. Taylor,
Oh, from
yeah.
Talk
No, you-
less. Smile more.
yeah.
Never let them know what you are against and what you're for.
I'm voting for Mario Kart Double Dash.
Yeah, figured. Mick.
I'm voting for Mario Kart Double Dash.
Yeah, I figured. Clanky.
I am voting for Mario Kart Double Dash.
Graham.
Mario Kart Double Dash.
Taylor.
Why am I even here?
Just to suffer.
You're here to make me laugh.
What
What
is
are
a
you voting
man?
for?
I'm miserable. It's a pile of
Sorry, I thought if I didn't talk long enough, I could will myself out of existence. It's
Oh,
WarioWare.
Don't forget, we have a
It's
Yeah.
excellent.
we have a
He
plaque.
lacks object permanence even of his own existence.
We have a plaque in the Yearlies. It says, "Don't forget, you're here forever."
I think
Forever.
it's a bit
Yeah.
better when I didn't answer Mick's question about that.
Oh my god. Kirby Air Ride versus The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Anything about either of these?
You can hurt my feelings. It's okay. I understand.
Okay.
I mean,
you-
these are both Prime GameCube titles.
No, they're
I like
not.
one a little
Metroid
more.
Prime was a Prime GameCube title. You fuck.
Christian goes first.
I'm voting for Kirby Air Ride.
Mick.
I'm voting for Kirby Air Ride.
Clanky.
Oh, it's Legend of Zelda for me.
Graham.
Zelda.
Taylor, you break the tie.
In the battleship minigame, the solo battleship minigame, the dude who gives you the tutorial, he puts on like a face mask and he acts out the rules. And every time you play battleship, every time you miss something, he goes splish, and every time you hit something, he goes kaboom, kaboom, and it's really really cute. Zelda.
Okay, 3-2. So now we go Knights of the Old Republic versus Crash Nitro Kart. We start now
I'll
with
become even more powerful than you could ever imagine.
yeah. We start now with Mick.
Wait, hang on. What was it? Where
KOTOR versus Nitro Kart.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think I'm actually gonna vote for KOTOR.
I was like, hold on a second. You're gonna
Actually.
vote for Nitro Kart.
Clanky.
KOTOR.
Graham.
KOTOR.
This will be a day long remembered. Taylor.
I think we could have voted for two mimes together.
Christian.
KOTOR.
4-1. Okay. SimCity 4 versus Pac-Man V's or
My
versus.
babies, my darlings, but I want one of them to
Oh.
win.
Well, one of them will.
Kill each other. Do it.
Do it.
I go first.
Yes.
SimCity 4.
Okay. Clanky.
Pac-Man versus.
Graham.
I'm gonna say SimCity 4.
Taylor.
This is how it
I'm
ends. Christian.
sorry about this. Pac-Man V's nuts.
You should be sorry. Pac-Man versus.
3-2.
You'll
Pac-Man
march
versus.
to its death in round 21.
Oh well.
Damn.
All right. WarioWare Inc. Mega MicroGames versus Simpsons Hit and Run. Taylor, what were you going to say earlier about
Yeah,
Simpsons Hit and Run?
quick anecdote. So Crash Nitro Kart has a sequel called Crash Tag Team Racing, and nobody likes it but me, because half of it is spent just exploring things and seeing how many funny ways you can kill Crash. But it's actually made from the same creators as The Simpsons Hit and Run, and so there's a side mission with Engine. And he wants you to find ballet slippers for him. And you don't know where the ballet slippers are, so you keep talking to him to procure more hints. But the hints think that Engine's side quest is really, really stupid, so they refuse to give you any hints. And as Engine is having a psychotic breakdown, the hints just go, man, have you ever played The Simpsons Hit and Run? It's a really good game.
Very interesting.
Very cool. We start with Mick.
Simpsons Hit and Run.
Okay. Clanky.
This is kind of tough. I mean, I haven't played Mega MicroGames, so I got to give it to Hit and
Really?
Run. Yeah, I played a lot of WarioWare games before, but I haven't played Mega
You haven't
Micro
played
games.
the foundational WarioWare?
It's too expensive, dude. I tried getting it on eBay, but it was like way too much.
How much is it?
I feel like last time I checked, it was like I'm gonna check right now. Maybe I'm gonna eat my own words. I looked up WarioWare GameCube.
That would be a shitty franchise title.
Yeah, it's like if you're looking for it like pretty decent, you're looking at like $70.
I'm sorry, did you just say for the GameCube though?
Yeah, for the GameCube.
No, it's not
let's
on
make
the
a party games, MicroGames. My bad.
It's still like $50. I'll give it to you, but
It is Graham's turn.
Simpsons Hit and Run.
Okay. Taylor.
yeah, okay, fine. WarioWare, Inc. : Mega Micro Games !
And Christian.
We're gonna go down together. I guess WarioWare games aren't allowed to be happy
No, they're not.
in the yearlies.
But I forgot that I don't think I mentioned that. Despite the fact that 2021 really made me like a true WarioWare fan, I think, and I give much love and respect to Wario Inc. Mega Micro Games, even though I am voting for the Simpsons Hit and Run.
Okay. Simpsons stays alive. And we have Kirby Air Ride versus Casino Inc.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Is Casino Inc. my nemesis?
I think so.
Leave this poor game alone.
If you think it's your nemesis, wait till this vote ends. Then we'll see whose fucking nemesis it is.
We start with Mick.
Come back to me.
Okay. Clanky.
All right, Casino Inc. It's been a good run, but I think this is the end, my friend.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna vote for Casino Inc. The only reason I'm hesitating is I don't want to see Christian sad.
Yeah, don't do that. This is
No, but it's fine if I'm sad, right?
I mean,
We've been through this arc before, Mick. You can do it. You can vote with your heart again. Don't
okay,
vote for my sadness.
I'm voting for Casino Inc.
Good job.
Yeah.
I support this
That's
vote.
2-0 so far. Graham.
Kirby Air Ride.
What?
Kirby Air Ride.
No,
Is that what he said?
He was like, what?
I just thought he just said sounds.
I was
No,
like,
he
as soon
said
as
Kirby Air Ride.
Kirby Air Ride.
I was like, as soon as Mick
Yeah.
voted, I was like, it's over. Graham's voting.
Well,
for Casino
Mick,
Inc.
I did say sounds. Thank you very much.
Taylor.
Now, Christian, what if I pulled the ultimate dagger?
Well, if you voted with your heart, I would be like, well, what? I guess Taylor has a thing for Casino Inc. If you voted to spite me, I would absolutely.
No,
I
my
don't
heart
know.
was destroyed long ago.
I'd probably cancel your favorite franchise.
I'm pretty sure that Capcom is already doing that. They're doing that with most people's favorite franchises. But we'll
How's
see.
your favorite? Oh, never mind. I'm an idiot.
Don't ever ask me that question if you want to remain my friend. We have to finish that timeline, by the way, Mick. Kirby Air Ride.
And Christian.
I will say, I was very scared because I figured if there were two, I realized recently 2 franchises really define my personality. If I had to pick 2 franchises to really describe me, it would be JoJo and Kirby. And this
Kirby and Spy Muppets.
For me, it'd be Rodan and Rodan.
and that's
Rodan, big 80s band.
And Kirby Air Ride is a big one for me because this is the first Kirby game I ever played and my introduction to the character of the franchise. So I have a lot of sentimental attachment to this game. I'm going to be voting for Kirby Air Ride right now.
Yeah.
But I expect immense pain is approaching me. In fact, actually, both of these rounds fucking suck. Holy shit.
All right.
God damn it.
So we go to 21 next, right?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently.
Pac-Man versus by Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
It's like how this all the time we've been saying Pac-Man versus.
Yeah, you could just say
Yeah.
Pac-Man versus just the original Pac-Man versus Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, I'm being repetitive because I can.
Do it all the time.
Clanky goes first.
I mean, it's gonna be Pac-Man versus.
Graham.
Name I haven't heard in a long time.
Taylor.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Civ Nam Camp, but backwards.
Civ. Christian.
Well, I thought Knights of the Old Republic was going to make it to the finals.
So did I.
I
Not
don't
that
think
I'm
Taylor's
upset.
ever voting for a Star Wars game.
Oh no, but a 4-1 vote is very strong.
Unless it has Lego in it.
Yeah, but look, I'm not complaining because I'm voting for Pac-Man versus. So.
I'm glad you like the Lego Star Wars games, Taylor. So I like them too.
We might talk about them later, possibly.
Oh, cool. I like them a lot. And Mick.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah. Okay. Kirby Air Ride versus Simpsons Hit and Run.
All right, look.
Which of these games has the better car controls?
I mean, again, listen, you could do that argument against Crash and Mario Kart, but I feel like against Kirby, that's kind of rough.
You could say
It's not.
Kirby.
I think
not
Kirby.
really that great.
I think
They're
Kirby's.
they're good.
I think Kirby thrives in its ability to control so varied depending on what car
They're
you are
good.
playing as.
They just don't control like cars.
Kirby, Christian, do you want Kirby to win?
I'm telling the truth.
It's kind of
think
crazy how we have 4 car games on this bracket.
I think that the simplicity of Kirby's design, coupled with how different each single piece of machinery controls, is incredible. Meanwhile, I think there are maybe 3 different archetypes in Simpsons Hit and Run. There's big truck, there's small sedan, and there's the honor roller.
You have to think about, like, Simpsons does not have a multiplayer. You have to think about, like, is the single player of The Simpsons better than the multiplayer of Air?
It does have like a multiplayer racing
technically
mode.
has the top ride mode.
But that doesn't count because I'm not counting the top ride mode in Air Ride either. So.
Okay, can I just say we can though? Like, okay, listen, City Trial is the best part of Kirby. City Trial is the best part. No, but like we're pretending that like Air Ride and Top Ride don't exist in Kirby Air Ride. Like, yes, you play Kirby Air Ride for City Trial, but Air Ride and Top Ride are perfectly functional, perfectly fun things to play. You'll play more of City Trial. But they're
I'm
not
afraid
nothing.
if we count Top Ride, it's going to make people want to vote for it less.
That was my point exactly, because I think that really Air Ride you only play for a third of the game, and that should speak volumes to the quality of the game.
But see, the thing is, I just think that it's because City Trial is just so much better, and Air Ride and Top Ride are not bad. They just don't have a lot to offer. They're like distractions. They're fun. They're fun morsels. I mean, that's the thing. Is like all 3 parts of Kirby's Air Ride are like kind of small, but it's like all the achievements and unlockables collectively make up it a complete experience. I play nothing but City Trial, but you could play Top Ride and love it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that because Top Ride is just based off like those old Super NES, like you tilt the control, like what's that Super NES game, like a derby game? Like Top Ride's not an original concept, but like it's based off of a fun concept, and Air Ride is like just Mario Kart with copy abilities and a little worse, but it's not bad.
I'll say this: it's Top Ride. I can't really vouch any positive things for, but with Air Ride, like Air Ride is good. It's featured in City Trial. There are times where you will play City Trial, and at the end you will ride an Air Ride course. So you are literally playing the Air Ride portion in City Trial, and you can play the tracks and see, wow, these tracks are actually really, really good. They're really well-designed tracks that have a lot of dynamic, like they launch you all over the place and grind rails and shit. And it's like,
yes, yeah. And I'm not saying that Top Ride is a masterpiece, and I'm not even saying Top Ride is one of my favorite things ever. But it's there, and I don't think it's a detriment to say that it's there. I don't think it makes the game worse.
Are you changing anyone's minds?
I'm not trying to change anyone's mind. We're on the same side, and we're fighting over whether
I
or not
want to
Top
know if
Ride
we
is
should
good.
keep talking about it instead of just going into the vote.
Yeah, we might as well just vote.
We just go into the vote. Clanky.
I'm giving it to Hit and Run.
Yeah. Graham.
Air Ride.
Oh, let's go.
Taylor.
Well, Christian told me the Top Ride's not very good, so now I don't know.
Do it. Fuck it. Do it. Just do it already.
Yeah, it's Air Ride. I have so
Stick your
many
guns.
positive memories of playing multiplayer with these 2 dudes in the vineyard. I brought up the vineyard a lot. This
big
bracket.
vineyard episode.
Martha's Vineyard is very much the Hanukkah of this episode.
You should have been the sponsor.
Well, it's because like I hated being in Martha's Vineyard, but the only thing I had was my GameCube. So I would just play classic GameCube games. So I would play Kirby's Air Ride and Shadow the Hedgehog.
I'm so
Christian.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, you know what I'm voting for. With much love and respect to Hit and Run, I'm voting for Kirby Air Ride.
and Mick.
So it's
3-1 Kirby Air Ride.
I'll vote for hit and run then.
Okay, 3-2.
And that's just because it was 3-1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly the
It was
reason
not
I
coming
couldn't.
down to that.
Okay.
Do we do 23 first or 24 first?
23. Yeah.
23.
Okay. Well, fuck. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga versus SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom.
I heard it that time without the T. That time I heard it without a problem.
Okay. I said Superstar, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Someone cleaned my ears.
Good. It is still Clanky going first.
I'm gonna give it to Superstar.
Okay. Graham.
Superstar.
Taylor.
Well, I have to make a phone call that I've been regretting.
Hello?
Hey, SpongeBob.
Yeah?
Listen, it's not working out.
What?
I just,
No.
I don't want to. I think we should break up.
Oh. Click.
Listen, don't cry. Listen, love finds a way. If we're truly meant to be, we'll find it. In 10 years or so, we'll meet
Oh,
back
I
up.
hung up a minute ago. Are you talking?
It's not me. It's you.
Superstar Saga? Yeah.
Superstar Saga.
Yeah, and I did the T that time.
Okay, good.
Christian.
Good. I was gonna call you out on it, but I was like, okay.
Yeah, Christian.
Spang Rob.
Bang Rob?
I think you know what he's.
SpongeBob?
No, it's Sponge.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's voting for SpongeBob.
Okay, and Mick.
Spang Rob.
What the fuck is Spang
This
Rob?
is not an original joke.
Classic Nickelodeon cartoon.
this-
Spang Rob
No.
Squarebob.
This is a Vinny Vine sauce
That-
joke.
I was gonna say that's a Vine Sauce joke, right?
Yeah, this is
No,
a
this
Vine
is just
sauce.
Daniel. This is Daniel.
And
Um,
poorly odd mustard.
Mario Kart Double Dash versus Legend of Zelda Windwaker.
Am I gonna get really hurt?
I don't know. Clanky.
I'm gonna answer my own question. I think I'm gonna get really hurt.
Yeah.
It's Double Dash.
Graham.
Zelda.
Taylor.
It's Zelda.
Christian.
It's gonna be Double Dash.
Yeah, you're gonna get hurt, Mick.
Let's go Double Dash all the way to the end.
I think that's what's gonna happen
Double
because
Dash
I
in the
think
finals.
I think
Holy
it's gonna yeah.
Go!
That's
All right.
I'm just
Double
thinking what's
Dash
left.
can double do it.
So we have Spang Rob Square Friend Battle for Bikini Bottom versus Kirby Air Ride.
So no matter what, I get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Listen,
I
what
have less
child do
ownership
you
of this.
love more and kill the other one?
We start now with Graham.
Kirby Air Ride.
Taylor.
Let me just quickly look at a thing that I absolutely
wonder.
don't look at when
I
I'm
wonder.
deciding which game I hold more passion for. This is the wrong
I
thing.
wonder.
Ding.
It's
Everyone
just,
chug your entire drink.
this thing that I
Just-
do.
you can
Chug
start a
the whole
family.
liquor bottle.
It's funny.
Jerma.
thing. Let's see here.
You see, Taylor, professionals have it open before the round starts.
Well, I don't rely on this to make my decisions most of the time.
Is there no end to this running gag?
It's Kirby.
Okay. Christian.
So after referencing my list, because these two games are
You
very,
use a
very
list, loser.
because these two games are very, very close to each other. I was actually very surprised by the results. I actually thought it was going to go the other way around, but no. I do like Kirby Air Ride more than SpongeBob.
Whoa.
And, much love and respect to SpongeBob. I fucking love that game.
Yes, of
but,
course.
yeah, voting for Kirby Air Ride.
Mick.
Spang Rob.
Clanky.
I'm giving it to Air Ride.
Okay. And so my wild card did a pretty good job this time, so I have no complaints.
I wish it went further, personally, but that's just me.
Me too, but
Yeah.
we've got a lot of really good ones this time.
Mm-hmm.
Legend of Zelda Wind Waker versus Pac-Man V's. Graham.
As much as I might like Pac-Man 5s, I really like Legends of the Wind Waker.
I love this gag.
Is there no gag
Taylor.
to this running end?
Taylor.
Yeah, Zelda.
Yeah. Christian.
So long, and thanks for all the ghosts. Pac-Man versus.
There'll be food and drink and ghosts.
Christian, it's gonna win.
Is it? Oh wait, no, it won't.
Well, Mick.
Hang on a minute. Wait. So what is the vote at the moment?
It's 2-1 Zelda.
Against Pac-Man versus.
Yeah.
Clanky, what are you voting for?
That's the issue. I don't know.
I'm surprised.
You
I
two
thought that was a
wanna
done deal.
confer?
I also thought it was a done deal, but I dare not try to sway Clanky because, as we know, if I ever try to convince someone to vote for the thing I like, I have the opposite effect.
Do you two
Power
want to do a
of my
sidebar?
stand.
I mean, I'm gonna vote for Pac-Man V's, I guess.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this
Clanky.
sucks, dude. I love both of these games, but for completely different reasons.
I honestly, it'd be really
listen,
weird
no,
if you
no,
liked them for the same reason.
So, I'm just gonna vote because my gut is telling me to vote for Wind Waker, so I think I just have to go with that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna vote for Wind Waker. I'll be upset
Cool.
if I don't vote for Wind Waker. I think.
I think that's the better choice, honestly. I hate to say it, but
Well, look, it's all
Damn.
opinion. It's all opinion at the end
I
of the
would
day.
have tried to sway you towards Wind Waker, but I'm glad I didn't because then you would have voted for Pac-Man V's.
all right.
I don't know if that's true.
So
My argument
these-
would have been I think that there's a little more value in terms of content in Zelda.
So what's very interesting about this Final Four is that it's entirely made up of flagship Nintendo titles.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is
I was
true.
about to say all on the GameCube,
Zelda,
but no.
Kirby, and Mario Kart.
Happy to see my
So-
boy in there, even if he gets
It's
out
very
now.
funny how that worked out.
Has a
but
Mario game ever won a bracket?
I forget.
I can check.
Did
probably.
Odyssey win?
Hold on, I can check.
No.
No,
You guys
said a
Persona
half time was
won
better.
that year.
Right
Oh.
here, and it does.
No, Zelda
not...
didn't win. Hollow Knight won.
There was no Mario game that won, but Mario is on the cover of Super Smash Bros. Melee. So
Yeah, so it's not really a
Yeah, that's the same thing.
A game where you could play as Mario 1.
but
Yeah.
it's not a Mario game. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. We do the losers one first, right?
Yes, sir.
Kirby Air Ride versus Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. We start now with. Hang on, was that a full? No, we still start with Graham.
that's
It's Wind
Ocarina of
Waker,
Time.
right?
That's a vote for
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time doesn't even on this one.
I mean, it's also.
I think that's a medley that's in every Zelda game.
Yeah.
That's not.
We go now to Taylor.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you, I guess. I vote for Daniel Day-Lewis.
Is that Zelda again?
No, I don't know why I said that. Cut that out. That was really stupid.
Daniel
I vote for
Day-Lewis, the
Zelda.
Wind Waker.
Okay. Christian.
Wait, what was Taylor's actual vote?
It's for
Wind Waker.
what? It's for Wind Waker.
Okay. Well, fourth place ain't bad. Kirby Air Ride.
Okay. Mick.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Now I have to cut that one out too.
Nope,
Or else it's
I'm
not gonna
leaving
make any
that in.
sense.
Well, it's
I'm
okay. If
leaving
Mick
it in
acknowledged
now.
mine, then it's okay to keep it in.
I'm keeping it in. And Clanky.
Wind Waker.
Wait, hang on, no. Sorry, I didn't actually get a chance to say my actual vote.
I thought
Kirby
your
Air
vote
Ride.
was for Zelda. Oh,
no,
okay.
no. I was just saying Daniel Day-Lewis because I thought it was a funny non-sequitur.
Because I thought a vote for Daniel Day-Lewis meant a vote for Wind Waker, but all right.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
It's okay. It's
Why
3-2.
would you think that,
Waker.
though?
Because you said it when you voted for Wind Waker, and I
Right,
thought that
but
was
why
like code
does-
for Wind
but-
Waker.
But
I thought there was some joke that I didn't know that you knew.
I can see where Jordan comes from.
Why is Daniel Day-Lewis more associated with Zelda than it is Kirby?
Because I would more likely see Daniel Day-Lewis playing a Zelda game in between breaks from his tailor shop in Italy that he now camps out
who's
at than I
Daniel
would.
Day-Lewis? I just know the name.
Someone who really would probably
Abraham
enjoy
Lincoln.
Kirby Planet Robobot, I think. Honestly.
He's a really good actor. He has 3 Oscars.
He's probably best known for getting really, really, really into his roles.
Into character. Yeah.
I drink your
Your
milkshakes.
He's the one.
I slip it up.
What was that
All
from?
right.
When, you know, no, we
There
don't.
will be blood.
There will be blood.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
Okay. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga versus Mario Kart Double Dash. Battle of the Mario games. Wow. We start still with Graham.
You're my superstar.
Taylor.
I think Superstar Saga is a better game. I think Double Dash is really cool, but I just feel like there's not a whole. Okay, whatever. Superstar Saga.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Taylor votes for Superstar.
All right, Nick, Clanky, Graham, do it. Hurt me.
Already voted.
Already voted.
Christian.
You know,
Oh,
these are both.
I meant Nick.
These are both.
Wait, I meant Christian.
Like, I want to vote. I want to vote. These are both, Titan Mario games. I think both of them are almost in a way, they're doing different things, but are both very, very equal. The difference is I've played one of them. That is Double Dash, so I'm voting for that.
Okay. Mick, gee, I wonder.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm voting for Mario Kart.
Superstar Saga. Yeah, he said it.
Double Dash.
Yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
And, and Clanky.
It's gonna be Double Dash.
Yeah.
Oof.
Mario and
All
Luigi Kart Double Superstar Dash. Let's go.
Bros.
Mario and Luigi Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga versus Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. I'm doing it unintentionally now. It's crazy. We now start with Taylor. Tough, eh?
I'm pretty sure I know which one it is.
Me too.
It's not exactly close, but it's close enough that I had to think about it. But it's the Wind Waker.
Yeah. Christian.
One day I'll play a Mario and Luigi game to completion because I really appreciate this franchise, even if some of their attacks take 18 fucking years to pull off. So I'm voting for Superstar Saga.
Okay. Mick. Well.
Superstar Saga.
Okay. I went well, and I forgot this wasn't a Double Dash round. Clanky.
Wind Waker.
Graham.
Wind Waker.
Oof. And so
It comes to
It
this.
It doesn't. We've already decided who won.
Well, unless someone changes their mind, but that can
Oh, is
that
this
has
one we
happened
already did?
before. It's
Okay.
literally happened before.
Change your mind, Christian.
No,
okay.
my mind has
Wind
changed
Waker
to the thing that I
versus
want to vote for.
Double Dash. Okay, it was there. Okay. Double Dash versus Wind Waker. We've seen how this goes. It could go differently. Let's find out.
This is.
Taylor.
I want so much for Wind Waker to win, more so over that even though I think Double Dash is good, I just think it is incredibly obsolete at this point. And I can understand the double mechanic to a degree, but the driving mechanics are they're fine. They're just kart racing controls. They play the same in every Mario Kart game. I really wish I could. I want to be in Nick's shoes, and I want to understand what the feeling is like to play any other kart racing game and like have the racing equivalent of what's that condition where you can't see images in your head, like
Object permanence?
no, No. You can't visualize. Like you.
Yeah.
Uh,
I forget what it's called.
Is
but I
it
know what you-
aphantasia?
Yeah.
Yeah, Aphantasia.
Yeah, like the kart racing equivalent of that.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be able to empathize so much better, and I'd be like, oh, Mick, I didn't know what you were going through. I'm so sorry, but I can't. I just think it's a good kart racing game with 16 tracks, which is not a lot of tracks, and no motorbikes, and you can't do tricks. Doing tricks is a really, really cool feature of Mario Kart that I always have loved. There are only 16 tracks. I don't know if I've said that already, but there's only 16 tracks.
16 one more time, you're making your vote.
I
already have you down for Windwaker.
Well, maybe I'll vote for Double Dash. You don't know.
I think I know.
Switch it up, you know.
I vote for my dad because he's a cool guy.
Is your dad Daniel Day-Lewis?
I don't know. Do you know?
Which would then
I haven't
point to
looked
the
up him on
Windwaker.
Wikipedia. No, my dad's Joe
starring.
Pesci.
No,
Joe
it would be great
Pesci.
if the whole time your dad was just Daniel Day-Lewis who had gotten really into character.
So my dad is Daniel J. Day-Lewis playing Joe Pesci.
Yes.
Playing your dad.
And you know what? It was the role he was born to play.
Playing The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker.
Wait, so my dad is Daniel Day-Lewis playing Joe Pesci, playing my dad, who is
Yes.
playing my dad, playing Daniel.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
He's good, Taylor.
Daniel Day-Lewis is that good. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, I just wanted, before I do another vote, to your point about like how the game feels obsolete. While a lot of these brackets are about playability now, I think that a lot of what we should be focusing on is how good it was in 2003 and how good it was at the time. And so
I kind of operate under the how do these games play now mentality when I vote.
I know.
I'm not taking that away from other people. I would challenge the point because, right now Mario Kart Double Dash is a super expensive game that's really hard to get a hold of, and I want to play all the tracks. I have the access to those games already, so I have to think about like, okay, so what does it have outside of those tracks? Okay, it has the double mechanic, and the double mechanic is fine. It's something that I would be happy to see again, but it is not something I absolutely need in my life to feel complete. And I say this all because I already know that Zelda has lost, and I want to just hang out with Zelda some more.
Yeah, no, I get it, and I just brought that up because I wanted to mention that we all value different things when we're weighing these, and
But I already know where this is going, so.
Well, you never know. Christian.
So I will give my spiel because it is the final round, and I like giving spiels for the final round.
And we have
I
time.
am fucking amazed that Mario Kart Double Dash made it to the finals, and
Agreed.
it might possibly win, and I
Possibly.
couldn't be happier about it. And I don't know, because Double Dash is not my favorite Mario Kart, but it is my third favorite Mario Kart, only behind DS and 8 Deluxe, and I've been playing the Mario Kart series. One of my first video games of all time was Mario Kart 64. I've been playing it ever since I started playing video games, and I have a lot of love and deep found respect for Mario Kart as a franchise, but even then, Double Dash itself brings things that have not been replicated in future Mario Kart games, giving experiences that you can only experience by getting a GameCube, getting the game, plugging in the controllers, and playing Double Dash right there with your friends. It is,
and also, if you go into a room full of strangers and you say, "Hey, do you want to play Double Dash?"
It sounds cool.
There's not a better way of making friends.
and this is not to give
So true.
How about, hey, you want to play Mario Superstar Baseball? We'll get to that.
This is not to give any disservice to the Wind Waker, which I think, again, I am fully confident that when I play this, it's either going to be this or Breath of the Wild. It's going to be my favorite Zelda game.
What do you mean when? You're playing it.
Look, it's taking a while. We get very distracted. But
It's true.
it's when we do finish it, it is going to be probably my favorite by the time that I finish it. And I think as a piece of art, I think it's one of the most well-crafted things of its time. I'm voting for Mario Kart Double Dash because I've played it. I have incredibly positive memories of it. I will never forget the one video I made of me playing Mario Kart Double Dash and screaming into my microphone because I got hit with blue shells before the finish line. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
god.
"You're all a bunch of fucking losers." which is the actual sound that I made.
Mick.
It was such a legendary video.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put it.
Was this a Gamers of Dawn video?
No, this was
No,
on my
this was,
channel.
Yeah.
This was can I say it was
Yeah, 'cause it's a Bugman guy original. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clanky.
Muppets.
Jim Henson's The Muppets in Spy Muppets licensed to Croak.
Oh,
No.
let me get, let me get it again.
I'm
Yeah.
giving it to Double Dash.
And Graham.
Want to wake up the wind.
And so the winner of the 2003 Yearlies bracket is ultimately Mario Kart Double Dash. Although in an alternate universe, maybe it was Spy Muppets License to Croak.
How ironic that the first Mario game to win is one that I nominate. I don't even like Mario.
But you like Double
You're right.
Dash.
I quit.
Double Dash is such a good game.
Taylor, we already had
I
a
don't know
quitting
how I
joke
play
this
it.
episode.
Did we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't
I
like,
remember
we
Graham
don't like to
stormed off.
we
Yeah.
don't like to repeat jokes in the Yearlies.
This entire Yearlies was repeated jokes. What are you talking about?
We juggled around the phone call bit and the box art to Jim Henson's The Muppets in Spy Muppets License to Croak.
Superstar.
Yeah, we all only did that once.
Yeah.
Once.
Well,
If you go over, you're instantly vaporized. That's the rule.
Tusk.
I hope someone likes that we repeat jokes because I certainly can't stop.
I am what I am.
That's like, yeah.
Is there no end to this running gag?
Mario
Definitely.
Kart Double Dash on the Magnavox Odyssey.
Jordan, you ended the
Yes.
round, right? Yep, here we go. Perfect.
Cups. Hoops.
Kirby
Still,
Air Ride at number 4.
I do think that as far as these top 4, I mean, I do like Double Dash. I don't really have anything against Double Dash winning. Just what it went up against is the real quick exhibition game: Mario Kart Double Dash versus Kirby Air Ride.
Double Dash.
Kirby.
All right.
Kirby. Wow, Kirby would have fucking won against Double Dash. Are you fucking kidding me? Well, then,
Hey,
look,
that's the way the cookie crumbles with these brackets.
exactly. I'm not
Yeah.
really upset about it because it's all about the placement. Like the placement is like a lot of what it sort of comes down to. And also, Kirby Air Ride could have won against Double Dash, wouldn't have won against the Windwaker because that's who it lost to. So it doesn't really matter that much.
It's interesting how that triangle dichotomy works.
But it did guarantee that Kirby Air Ride at least got a number 4 spot. So I'm quite happy with that.
No, I mean, we got Windwaker, we got Superstar. What? Yeah, I think the only thing, as usual, there's always one thing that I care so much about that gets so unbelievably croaked.
I know how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My poor Toontown.
Ugh.
You know,
I'd like
the thing is, something I've noticed is that we all feel like we are the unique victims in every
Yeah.
case. Like
So
we
true.
all have this complex that none of our picks are ever chosen, and it's like we are the oppressed. We all have this complex
It's
that
so
we
true,
are the
though.
victims.
We're all the
It's so
protagonists.
true.
Yeah.
Because at some point, a game that we've all loved has gotten absolutely snubbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
God.
I think
So
then I'd
true.
like to, as the one who was snubbed the very most, more so than anybody else. I'd like to dedicate this end slate to my buddy Toontown Online, and if nobody has any objections, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the year 2003 in action. I cannot believe Spy Muppets License to Croak got on the bracket. I wasn't ready for that.
Me
But
neither. It wasn't
no
even
one
an
was.
honorable mention.
It was absolutely a fair thing. Mick needed 3 things, so I can't really be upset.
I needed 3
No
things.
one
It was a third.
But we hope
That's the most credits ever gotten.
we hope you enjoyed this, and I'm sure that kookier, the edits have gotten kookier, and Jordan has been doing great
And I've been having
jobs.
fun. Yeah, thank you.
And we got a lot more in store for you. So stay tuned for the exciting sequel to 2003 and a half. And
Just
here's some
Sonic
more
Heroes.
videos, I'm sure. Watch those.
2003.5 edition.
2006.
And I think your next the next video you might see something a little different. So stay tuned for what that is. It may have been spoiled,
Yeah.
but you should definitely check it out. And we love you.
Love you too.
Except you.
Wait, no, I mean.